be Gibson. What I did not like about Gibson is that he's looking to the referee for a holding penalty. You have to continue with the route. Ball nearly intercepting the back of the end zone.
We got an offside foul against COAHOMA on the play, so it moves things up 5 yards for Northwest, bringing up 2nd down and 5. Wilkie from the gun has Gibson split out to his right. MJ Johnson in the slot left, and Kyler Hutton is wide to his left. COAHOMA showing man coverage. From the gun, it's Petit up the middle on the delay and falls forward for a gain of about 5. Going to be close to picking up a chain-moving play, and it is a Northwest Ranger first down inside the Wade Incorporated green zone.
Great physicality by the offensive line.
Tempo upcoming. The give once again fed to the belly of Petit, who knows to fall forward toward the goal line, this time a gain of about 4.
You know, you look at the hurry up there, I think they have seen something on the right side of that offensive line. Go with the stretch play on the previous run by Petit.
Stan Hill wasting no time at all. Going to power the same thing toward the right side and across the goal line. Touchdown, Northwest.
Yeah, starting on that offensive side, that right offensive line, being really physical at the point of attack, being able to get that push deeper. Petit is able to get to the outside. Touchdown for the Rangers.
Great work by Petit and Stan Hill. Listen, if you got a play that works, you got to make them stop it, and COAHOMA could not that time. So Northwest on the board.
And that's a great job by Tempo. When you're going Tempo, you see something that you like against the defensive front. Either it's a linebacker out of position or it could be the secondary. In this particular case, they like their matchup on the right side of the offensive line. Resulted in a touchdown by D. Petit.
Jackson Usselton on for the extra point. And that kick is true. A quick 7-0 Northwest lead over COAHOMA after the opening kickoff return fumble forced by Ranger.
The path to your goals is always Northwest. Northwest Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways, so you can choose the training that's right for you. Need in-demand skills now with high-paying opportunities just around the corner? We can get you there. See a 4-year degree in your future, but need an efficient path to that dream? We can get you there too. Whatever your goals, we can help you become who you want to be. Find your path at
replacing the previous return man who lost the fumble to Northwest, Zarius Penn, is Brandon Johnson back deep for COAHOMA. They're clad in their charcoal grays with the maroon helmets. Northwest in their whites with navy blue pants, red trim down the side, and silver helmets. Just scored a 4-yard touchdown run by D. Petit to take a 7-0 lead after the opening kickoff fumble. Brandon Johnson will field inside his own 3-yard line. Johnson works his way across the 10 to the 15, and progress stifled there.
Another great job by the kickoff coverage team. And, you know, Tyler, we talked about in the pregame, want to see how this Rangers football team could get off to a great explosive start, whether it's going to be special teams, offensively or defensively. And right now, the special teams has set the tone here early.
So with 13:30 to go, finally they will get a play from scrimmage as COAHOMA will set up at their own 18-yard line, with Ashton Strother and company trying to answer the early Northwest score. Here's the Memphis, Tennessee native, lined up in the gun, 4-wide set. On first down, a QB keeper. Strother showing the legs and showing them for first down yardage. An excellent athlete for Christian Brothers High School in Memphis, a 3-year starter for the Purple Wave, and he can run it a little bit. He's now up over 100 yards on the season carrying the football.
Great job there by Strother. Recognized man-to-man coverage immediately. Took the quarterback read outside for a nice gain.
So a quick COAHOMA first down sets them up at the 37-yard line. At the mesh point, another fumble, and leaping on top of it in order for it not to get away is Jakevian Jones, the freshman from Terry High School. He and Strother had a little bit of trouble at the exchange.
When you look at Jakevian Jones there, you look at the mesh point, I think that Jakevian Jones went to the wrong side or did not open the pocket up, which resulted in that fumble. Recovered by Jones.
So now behind the sticks, second down, and about 12 to go. It's a COAHOMA offense that averages 219 yards per game, bottom 5 in the nation. Strother lets it fly down the right sideline. This one's going to be flagged for a foul in coverage as the receiver intended on that pass. Deshaun Catron being held by the likes of Elijah Ruffin.
Well, you see the man-to-man coverage there, and, quarterback, wide receiver, they see the coverage they want, put the football up, but you look at it, the ball was going to be way down the football field. Didn't have to get that holding or pass interference call.
I may have gotten that wrong. It may have been Keyshawn Davila rather than Ruffin, the safety on this side.
I think Davila had really good coverage. He had pinned the wide receiver to the sideline. Just has to be a little bit more aware.
So COAHOMA progressing quickly down the field. We noted how last week they didn't have a lot of long drives, but they did have some short scoring drives. They can be explosive when they're in rhythm. Strother lets it fly quickly. Throw sails over the head of the receiver. Intended that time for Taj Column. Well covered, though, by Northwest.
Yeah, trying to go to a timing route there to Column. Quick out to the outside. Ball thrown a little bit in front of Column.
Second down at midfield for Ashton Strother and COAHOMA. Here's the give. And working to his right, bouncing that way is Emmanuel Griffin, who worked to the sideline. He's got another first down for the Tigers.
And that's a really great job there by the offensive line. And then you look at how they were able to pin your safety, Elijah Ruffin, and that's how COAHOMA was able to hit the edge for a nice game and picked up the first down.
Griffin, a guy who suited up back in 2022 for COAHOMA, did not play last year, but came back for this year's squad along with offensive lineman Jeremiah McCrimmon. And COAHOMA now driving in Northwest territory on their first offensive possession. The give is to Griffin. He'll try the right side of the line. Shoestring tackle by DJ Burgess keeps him from another first down.
That's a great job by DJ Burgess there, fighting off the tackle and making a nice tackle. And you talked about the shoestring, but he shows his versatility. He shows his strength, sheds the blocker, makes a nice tackle.
This Northwest defense +4 in turnover margin this year. 3 fumbles recovered, 5 passes intercepted on the season. Facing some tempo from COAHOMA. Column in motion on second down. Strother looking left all the way, whips it across the middle, and a bell-ringing hit delivered, but the receiver holds on. Heck of a catch by Nick Taylor.
That's a great hit there by Ja'Cory Jones. And you talk about Taylor there on the inside slant pattern, able to corral the catch. Tough catch there in traffic.
It's a pretty incredible catch made by Taylor, his 7th of the season, especially given the contact. Inside the 25. Strother looking left, pumps and fires for the end zone all alone out there. Leaping up for the jump ball touchdown. COAHOMA is on the board. That's an incredible throw from Strother, finding his man in the back of the end zone. Chris Davis, his first touchdown of the year.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Strother. When you look at the man-to-man coverage, and they got the best cornerback in Fred Adams. Caught Fred Adams peeking in the backfield. Got him on a little bit of mesh point there. Deep fade touchdown.
That is a huge return volley for COAHOMA. Damian Gonzalez will push the extra point through, and just like that, less than 5 minutes into this contest, we've seen a lot to like, but also a lot not to like, especially if you're Paige Andrews in the Northwest defense.
Yes, and, that previous touchdown there, the big, the deep fade ball. Look at Fred Adams, had a lot of success last week, got 4 interceptions. And I think now he's looking at trying to get those interceptions, trying to jump some routes, and that's a great job by COAHOMA saying, look here, I think we can run past him because he settles at about 10 yards, and that's exactly what happened. Caught him looking in the backfield. Ball goes over his head for a touchdown.
You feel good if you're Northwest because you're not down in this game, but imagine if they had taken that initial opening kickoff and gone down driving like that. That's quite an opening punch in the mouth, so to speak, for the home side.
That's a great answer for COAHOMA, and like I said, I was impressed by Strother, how he was able to, take the offense, lead them, had some good throws, had a really big run there on the quarterback read. Impressive drive here by COAHOMA.
So the Tigers answer the Rangers with 10-10 to play here in the opening stanza. Northwest has dominated this series thoroughly, 46-2, having won the last 13 meetings against the Tigers, including a 55-7 whipping last year. COAHOMA has not won since 2009, but they are on the board early against Northwest, the number 14 team in the country. The kickoff from Gonzalez deadens at the 10-yard line. It is picked up there and run back out to the 29-yard line by M.J. Johnson. So now it's Stan Hill's turn to get a quote-unquote normal offensive possession starting in its own territory.
When you look at the last possession, there was a lot of deep pursuit, and especially on the right side of this offensive line, and see if they can continue to go to the right side of the offensive line, or you may see some play-action passes and maybe try to hit something deep.
Wilkie empties out the formation on first down. He's got Josh Humes as a big slot receiver. The give to Petit. Slashing through the middle, met and dropped quickly by the linebacking core led by Jarrell Goodlow.
You know, Stan Hill is running a lot of different personnel groupings here early. You go out to the empty set, but you bring D. Petit back in the backfield, see if they can loosen up the middle of that defense.
Petit is going to get the ball in a variety of ways tonight. You got to like the motions and the ability to shift him around in order to get it with different looks. Wilkie to throw. Over the middle. Into traffic, nearly intercepted. Dangerous throw by Zach Wilkie, picking out M.J. Johnson, but he didn't see the safety coming down off the roof.
Yeah, that's not a good pass there by Zach Wilkie. He throws the football in double coverage across the middle. Usually that results in an interception. You talk about the safety. The safety fooled Zach Wilkie on that. He was playing on the hash. He moved to the middle of the football field and had double coverage there on your slot receiver.
Northwest facing 3rd down and 7. They've got to get to the 41-yard line. Wilkie trying to keep his unit patient. Drops deep. Wilkie across the middle, intercepted. Goodlow with it. And knocked off his feet just outside the 35-yard line. A critical error by Zach Wilkie and the Rangers.
You know, that's one of the mistakes that you usually do not see Zach Wilkie makes. He gets flushed outside the pocket. He throws the football across his body, across the field, and that is a no-no for a quarterback. Those are across his body, intercepted. Big break for COAHOMA here early.
Throwing a pass that looked to be short of the sticks, even if it connected with the intended receiver. Zach Wilkie forces his 3rd interception of the year and gives COAHOMA outstanding field position set up in Northwest territory. So for the second time, Ashton Strother and company will come out and try to do damage, looking for their first lead of the game. Strother to throw. Lets it fly deep down the middle. Man running the post, tripped. Incomplete.
You talk about Ashton Strother now. He sees the defense that he wants, and that's the 3rd time that he's thrown the football deep. Gets man-to-man coverage, but that's outstanding coverage by cornerback Kashawn Davila.
Davila at safety last year had an outstanding freshman campaign, moved to his natural corner spot this season. He's got a tough assignment tonight with Deshaun Catron, one of the more veteran receivers in this league. Strother on the give. Jones met in the hole and stifled right there. Outstanding work by Colin Dunn reading the play.
And also Ja'Cory Jones coming from his middle linebacker position. He was blitzing on the play, so that turns into a run blitz. Nice stop there by this defense.
So it is 3rd down and 10. The line to gain is going to be the Northwest 29-yard line. COAHOMA this year has not been particularly good at converting 3rd downs. 9 of 43 on the season entering this game, but you wouldn't know that by the way their first offensive drive played out.
Yeah, only 20% on 3rd down conversions.
Strother steps up. Still an opportunity. Going to use his feet. Going to be ripped down from behind. He will not make the line to gain thanks to Chris Thomas.
Hey, Chris Thomas from sideline to sideline is one of the best that you will see from DeSoto Central High School. He has some wheels, and he's able to use that speed to make the tackle on Strother.
Now, notably, the punting average for COAHOMA last week was way down. Damian Gonzalez averaged fewer than 30 yards per punt in that contest, and they are not going to try a punt here. They'll, in fact, go for the gusto. This is going to be a 54-yard attempt off the right hash, which would be a season long for Gonzalez, who has hit twice from 53 yards. So COAHOMA with an investment toward the lead. The kick is away, and it is well short. Off the mark, the Northwest defense holds on a possession that began in Northwest territory. The turnover does not hurt the Rangers.
When you look at Zach Wilkie now, he needs to go there to the defense there and give them all a high five. But, no points converted there on the interception. And this offense needs to settle down. Zach Wilkie and the wide receivers, the passing game need to settle down. And you may see more of the run with D. Petit. See how Stan Hill plays his quarterback now. Does he put the football in his hands and let him throw some short intermediate passes, or does he let him get back in rhythm with the running game?
We know Stan Hill thinks highly of Zach Wilkie. Coached his brother Rob a few years ago in a Northwest uniform, and he says Zach's got Division I talent, no doubt about it. But Wilkie fumbles the snap here, has to keep it and make something of nothing. Wilkie, just being an athlete, picks up about 8 yards.
Heads up play by Zach Wilkie there. That could have been disastrous there. He has the mindset to pick the football up, gets north and south. I think he picks up about 8.
Second and a short 2 from the pistol. There's the give. Jaquez Keys with a burst to the right side. He's got enough for first down yardage. Just the second carry of the year for Keys.
Yeah, he's a bigger type of back. Kind of reminds you of D. Petit, but he's a little taller. He's a downhill type of runner. Able to pick up the first down.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was, I think, Keys who forced and recovered the fumble on the opening kickoff of the game on special teams. He's earned himself a couple of snaps offensively. The give to Keys, dead up the middle, bowls his way into a couple of gray jerseys for no gain. First there on the tackle, Mike Adams, the freshman from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, trying to do the inside zone there. And the defensive tackle there plays that really good, especially right there in that B gap.
Second down on the give. Petit able to spin out of an arm tackle. Petit still shouldering men forward before finally it takes a few Tigers to bring him backward. The ball came loose at the end of the play. I believe the head linesman ruled Petit down before it did.
Very seldom do you see one tackler stop D. Petit. Either he runs around him, he runs through him, or he keeps his legs moving to be able to gain extra yards, and that's what he was able to do there. But you're also concerned about it sometimes, especially when you look at the gang tackling, him fumbling the football, trying to press for extra yards.
Third down and about 5. Wilkie, against the 3-man rush, has plenty of time, whips it downfield, has a man, it's caught! K.D. Gibson into the end zone, untouched for 6.
That's all on Zach Wilkie. And you look at K.D. Gibson. He stays on the move there. Zach Wilkie gets flushed outside the pocket. K.D. Gibson now takes that play, keeps running for the touchdown.
Great work by Gibson to get loose deep.
Yes, that's what you call the scramble drill. The scramble drill there, he has the mindset to be able to turn it upfield. But that all started with Zach Wilkie, able to get outside the pocket, keeps his head upfield, makes a great strike, a great throw to K.D. Gibson.
So Northwest going blow for blow here in the first quarter against a feisty COAHOMA team hungry for their first win. Osselton's second attempt on an extra point this evening. Flies through. It's a 14-7 Northwest lead over Marshall.
It's bodily. It's not just reporting on the crime. It's going in, digging in, listening to you, listening to those who are in power, holding them accountable. You told me about an eyesore in your neighborhood, and a couple days later, It was cleaned up. That's taking action for you. You see it, you feel it, and you can now live in it. I'm Joy Redmond, proud Memphian, and proud to be taking action for you.
43-yard touchdown pass from Zach Wilkie to Katie Gibson puts the Rangers on top 14-7 here in a back-and-forth, exciting first quarter in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Alongside Russell Copeland, I'm Tyler Springs. The number 14 Northwest Rangers trying to pick up another victory over the COAHOMA Tigers.
Again, when you look at the defense, Tyler, setting the tone, great job after the turnover there, missed field goal, and Zach Wilkie is able to get into a rhythm to score the touchdown.
The ball is fair caught on the kickoff by COAHOMA's Brandon Johnson. Trying to be a little bit more careful in terms of valuing possessions, something they did not do in the game's opening kickoff when they fumbled the football to Northwest, recovered by Jock Keys, and that set up the first Northwest touchdown. But since that time, Ashton Strother and company have looked pretty fluid offensively, even on the series where they were not able to get much going in Northwest territory. Beg your pardon.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Strother. Has command of the offense, and he's able to read the coverages that he sees, and he's throwing to the open wide receiver based on those coverages.
They jam trips into the boundary here on first down. They'll give. Up the middle, Griffin bounces to his right and works his way to the sideline for a gain of about 9. Emmanuel Griffin coming in 14 carries for 14 yards on the season. Dare I say he's had both his longest carry of the year tonight, and he's also upped his entire rushing total probably by double.
Yeah, good open field running there by Griffin.
Griffin, a sophomore out of Ripley High School, only 5'8", 181 pounds, but has really good bounce to the outside. Strother looking for a man in solo coverage on second down. Deshaun Catron locked up there in coverage with Fred Adams.
You know, being man-to-man coverage with Fred Adams, I think Fred Adams was very aggressive. That's what you want out of the corner, but they did a double move. Fred Adams got a little physical at the top of the route. Referee decided to let it go. But they're going after Fred Adams because, like I said earlier, he jumps routes. So before he had a touchdown thrown over his head, this particular time they do a double move, stutter and go.
So let's see what Brandon Haley, the first-year offensive coordinator, draws up for COAHOMA here on 3rd and short. They've got a power eye set. They hand to the fullback, and I think stopped short of the line to gain. Right there in the backfield is Jakevian Jones, who is in that 2-point stance before getting the carry.
Oh, that's an outstanding job by that defensive front there. They get the surge that they needed defensively to stop on that 3rd down and short. You know, as a defensive lineman, you have to get your shoulder pads under the offensive line, and they were able to do that.
COAHOMA's going for it, 4th and 1 from their own 34. They're going to push Ashton Strother forward, and he'll have it. A little Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles action there.
And quarterback sneak, quarterback keeper.
That can't feel good to get pinballed and shoved in amongst that mass of bodies, but it's part of the job.
Yeah, it's got to be tough, but I was on the outside, so I have to worry about all of that.
That's right.
But I tell you what, this football team, you can see earlier, talking about COAHOMA, they're trying to get their first victory. That was a big-time goal, even though it's 4th and short. But they're coming into this football game, putting it all on the line.
So Strother gets a clean set of downs to work with. Now from his own 36. The give is to Griffin. Griffin's burst has been excellent. He has eluded a couple of edge-setting defenders on multiple carries already.
Yeah, stretch play to the outside there. He uses his speed to get to the outside, but I love the way the defense was able to do. Nice pursuit there by the linebackers, not allowing it to burst for even more than the 3 or 4 yards that was gained. Actually, 2 yards, wasn't it?
It's 3 officially, as they set it at the 39-yard line. Clock rolling under 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter. A bunch of receivers to Strother's right this time. And a flag will fly at the snap. this looks like it'll be a false start.
Yeah, you look at a condensed formation with trips. You got trips condensed, and you have the single receiver to the short side of the field. So see if they get back to that formation again.
COAHOMA, not a heavily penalized team, about the same as Northwest, as a matter of fact. Each team with about 6.3 penalties per game coming into this contest. But we have not seen a lot of that in the first couple of possessions. Catron and Adams is the matchup to watch down here at the bottom of your screen, at the bottom of the numbers. Strother the give. Jones barreling forward. You need multiple bodies to bring him down. +2.
Good job by Kemp Shepard there coming from the secondary. Nice tackle. Able to corral the runner to allow the pursuit by 2 more Rangers.
Shepard, the Rangers' leading tackler. Paige Andrews loves his athletic ability. The guy was a little bit banged up toward the end of last year, but in fine form here. Strother dropping deep, has time, whips it downfield. Catron had it broken up by Fred Adams. That is a first-class play by the reigning MAC Defensive Player of the Week.
That's an outstanding job by Fred Adams. He's man-to-man on bump and run coverage there. And you look at the wide receiver, gets a nice inside release. Fred Adams shows his makeup speed. At the last minute, he catches up, puts his inside arm in, goes through the arms of the wide receiver. Excellent cornerback play by Fred Adams.
So a punt upcoming for Damian Gonzalez, the freshman out of Pinson Valley High School. It'll be Adams back deep at his own 25.
You know, like I said, I've been impressed by Strother. You know, he sees the matchups that he wants, surveys the field, and he's thrown the football deep several times.
Adams is going to take it from his own 20, and he's going to be dragged down by one defender who would not give up on the play. That's some pretty solid work on the punt coverage team there by Logan or by Chris Davis.
Now you look at momentum here early in the game. I think momentum definitely has switched here to the Rangers. Nice touchdown pass from Wilkie. Now to see if this Ranger football team can methodically put together a drive or even maybe get the coverage that they want for a deep pass, or deeper T can break one.
Northwest from their own 24-yard line with a minute to play in the first quarter, leading by a touchdown. Wilkie trying to feed the wide receiver screen off the helmet of a defender.
Yeah, looking for Kyler Hutton there on the wide receiver screen outside, but I think it was well defended. Also, he had a couple of defensive linemen in his face. It's really good that the ball was knocked down because it was well defended by the cornerback on Hutton.
Hutton matched up with Ramon Rinkin. Rinkin drifting at the snap. Wilkie with Quay Middlebrooks beside him in the sidecar. And it's Middlebrooks who gets the give. Knocked off his feet early, maybe a yard gained, as Middlebrooks is tripped up near the line by Jarrell Goodlow.
Yeah, Goodlow, and also Brandon Hall in there. Nice penetration there by your defensive front and also by your safety.
So third down looming. Under 40 seconds to play in the opening quarter.
COAHOMA in the secondary going to a two-man type of defense here. Trips right, got the single receiver here to the short side of the field.
Wilkie to throw. Looks right. Options left. Still going to tuck it in and run himself. Wilkie gets drilled coming across the 40-yard line. Could be enough for first down yardage, though, and the Rangers pick up a chain-moving play to close out the first quarter. Quarterback might use a minute to catch his breath going into the second period.
Well, that was a nice decision there by Chris Wilkie, but he definitely paid for it on that scramble. But he did not force the football down the field. I talked about the coverage. It was two-man. Receivers were well covered. He decided to scramble, picked up the first down, but he took a really big lick. You don't want your quarterbacks taking those type of hits. Gutsy play there by Wilkie.
Zach Wilkie and company back with more in a moment on Ranger TV. They lead 14 over home.
At Dipsticks, we understand that your vehicle is more than just transportation. It's your freedom, your personality, and usually your first or second most valuable asset. That's why we prioritize your vehicle's health, treating it with the care it deserves. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing dependable work with attention to detail. When you choose Dipsticks, you're not just getting an oil change, you're getting peace of mind. Trust your valuable asset to the experts at Dipsticks. Dipsticks, come to us for a change.
What is First Alert? First Alert is for you. It's to give you that most advanced notice possible.
To the next big thing in the forecast, whether it's the temperatures or rain or thunderstorms.
It's what's most impactful for you. So what's going to impact your day, your morning commute, your drive home.
Being the first to alert you to those big changes is how we are going to be the ones to keep you safe.
This is why we first alert only on Action News 5.
Second quarter action here at Miller Stadium in Clarksdale, Mississippi. It's the homestanding COAHOMA Tigers trailing the Northwest Mississippi Rangers 14-7. First pass of the second quarter from Zach Wilkie finds Quay Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks twisting a little bit in the wind amidst the sea of COAHOMA tacklers. A pickup of a couple on the play.
Yeah, Wilkie gets the football there to the swing route to Middlebrooks, and he's lightning the bottle. Get the football to him in space. Nearly broke that one. He has home run speed.
They love Middlebrooks' ability as a change pace back out of the backfield. He's in there once again. Wilkie on the give. Make it Petit who gets the carry. And going between the tackles this time, doesn't find a lot of green grass.
Yeah, decided to go to the inside zone, but, looking at Zach Wilkie, their quarterback read or quarterback keeper to the outside may be open because the defensive end is crashing.
Early start looked like initially for COAHOMA. Wilkie will whip it downfield left side. Back shoulder fade denied in coverage.
I think it may be a free play, but that's great placement there by Zach Wilkie on the back shoulder fade. Hutton usually comes down with those type of plays, but he made a great adjustment. Nice play on the ball, just couldn't come down with it.
So we have a first down after the offside call against COAHOMA, which helps out the Rangers considerably, bringing the ball into Tiger territory.
And that's the heads-up type of play that Zach Wilkie has, and that's why colleges, you talk about D1 talent, not just the arm strength, but his awareness to be able to know it's a free play and throws the football deep to Hutton.
Heavy set with the tight end Josh Humes in the formation. The ball fumbled by the running back for Northwest and picked up by COAHOMA. It comes loose again near the sideline. The Tigers the last to possess it. Calamity strikes early in the second period for the visiting Rangers, and COAHOMA has the football in enemy territory.
Now that's 2 turnovers there by the Rangers here in this football game, and never got the football. Wilkie never got the football to his running back. Not a good exchange there. Ball ends up on the ground. Break here for COAHOMA.
Instead of trying to build on the success of last week's win over East Mississippi in the early going so far, Northwest has tried to take a page out of the Lions playbook, giving the ball to the other team multiple times. They've got to get away from that.
Long hair or no hair? No hairs.
Quick give, left side, and a gain of a couple this way for COAHOMA to start the drive, beginning at their own, or rather at the Northwest 38-yard line. Second best field position of the night for COAHOMA after getting the interception by Jarrell Goodlow a few minutes ago to stop another Northwest drive.
Yeah, good tackle there by Jerry Wall coming up.
Strother on the give. Bouncing left side, breaks through an arm tackle, and then finally lassoed down before reaching the Wade Incorporated green zone. There are flags on the field as Lazarius Penn finishes the run, trying to atone for the fumble he had in the opening kickoff.
You look at Jerry Wall playing that flat defender there, goes inside. COAHOMA's able to take advantage of it and bounces the football to the outside.
The foul is for a face mask called against the Northwest defense. And the Rangers are quickly backpedaling toward their own goal line.
Have to make sure you have your leverage on defense. You can't get out-leveraged.
Ashton Strother on the give. And the freshman with Penn will get it again.
Strother there on the inside. Zone read.
Penn replaced by the hammer, Jakevian Jones here.
Have to keep an eye on the inside slot, Tyler. Column, they use them a lot in motion, try to get them matched up.
Second down inside the Wade Incorporated green zone. Here comes the rush. Strother lets it fly. This is going to be out of bounds, and they're going to say an uncatchable football. Keyshawn Davila had basically thrown the receiver he was covering to the ground, and that drew the ire of the COAHOMA sideline.
Yeah, Davila there being really physical at the top of the route. And I talked about Column there. He did run in motion, and he runs a flat route. Quarterback decides to go to the man-to-man coverage here on the short side of the field to the fade.
Brandon Johnson was the man he was picking out. So an important third down now. They can still pick up a first down if they reach about the 1.5 yard line.
Yeah, keep an eye on the three receivers set on Todd's Column. Like to get him in man-to-man coverage there, get some whip routes to him, get the football in his hands in space.
Strother to throw. Strother missed his man, had him wide open on the little quick out route. You called it, Russell.
Yeah, Column runs that whip route. He's wide open there. Ball placement, not good there by Strother.
Overthrew his man, and Column listed at 5'8" on the roster, so we'll give him 5'8". But he really could have used to be 6'3" to try and catch that football. That was way overthrown, just a little bit overcooked maybe in the face of the rush by Strother. So Damian Gonzalez with the opportunity here for a 25-yard attempt. And his field goal splits the uprights. It's a 4-point game. Northwest on top, 14-10 here in the second quarter after COAHOMA comes away with points after getting the ball in Northwest territory. Back with more.
It's not sitting idly. It's not just reporting on the crime. It's going in, digging in, listening to you, listening to those who are in power, holding them accountable. You told me about an eyesore in your neighborhood, and a couple days later, it was cleaned up. That's taking action for you. You see it, you feel it, and you can now live in it. I'm Joy Redmond, proud Memphian, and proud to be taking action for you.
A 25-yard field goal helps the cause for COAHOMA, put through by Damian Gonzalez, following what looked to be a sure first down throw from Ashton Strother that he airmailed over the top of Taj Column. We're here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. It's a 14-10 lead for the visiting Northwest Mississippi Rangers over the homestanding COAHOMA Tigers. COAHOMA still seeking their first win of the season here in Week 4. Neck and neck right now with Northwest. MJ Johnson on the kick return out to the 30-yard line, piled on there. This Northwest Mississippi offense, after recovering a fumble on the opening kickoff return by COAHOMA, got a touchdown run from Deeperty, threw an interception, got a long touchdown pass to Katie Gibson, and then fumbled the football. So this being their making their fifth offensive possession of the night. They've split it evenly, 2 turnovers and 2 scores.
Yeah, offensively have not been consistent. And then you can't have the quarterback, running back, exchanges, not exchanging the football well. You had an interception earlier. Wilkie throws the football across his body. You have to get into a rhythm, and you can't afford to turn the football over.
Wilkie, a little play action, has plenty of time and is going for it all. Almost caught over the shoulder by Hutton, broken up expertly deep in the defensive backfield by COAHOMA. A huge
Hutton,
tip of the cap there to Nick Taylor.
Yeah, Hutton gets behind the defenders there. Wilkie gives him an opportunity to catch the deep post. Good makeup speed there by your cornerback.
It has been hard for Zach Wilkie to connect on those deep balls with Kyler Hutton this season. Still waiting for one of those to come through. Ryan Kirkwood on the denial. Here's a quick screen for MJ Johnson, showing the nice elusiveness with a spin move close to first down yardage.
Yeah, bubble screen there to Johnson, getting the football to him quickly in space, see if he can pick up the first down. Really good block there by Josh Humes, who was spread outside as a wide receiver. Nice block. Humes again is in the slot, double slot formation with Humes spread out.
Looked like COAHOMA jumped. Northwest lets it fly toward the sideline, incomplete. The snap count seems to be giving COAHOMA some fits early in this ballgame.
And that's another good job there by Wilkie. Voice inflections, changing the snap count, getting free plays. And, going back to Humes blocking on the previous play, thought Zach Wilkie may look to him, had a stick route, decided to take it to the outside. Let's reward the big guy for the blocks, right?
Josh Humes, the sophomore out of Hernando. Only one catch on the season entering this game. No motion Petit into the backfield. Make it Roman Gregory. Off left tackle. Gregory slung down from behind. Short gain on the play of maybe 4.
Gregory is another one of the running backs, like Middlebrooks there, has a lot of speed, explosive.
Jarrell Irving on the stop for COAHOMA, but he's not the man down.
Tyler, this is a critical possession here for the offense for the Rangers. Game's still close, 14-10. You look at this team here for COAHOMA, they feel like, they're still in the game.
And they'd hate to lose Brandon Hall. I believe that's the player being attended to for the Tigers. Already a couple of successful trips into the Wade Incorporated green zone on both sides. We've had 3 total Cannon Motors touchdowns.
And, like I said, offensively need to settle down. Just been inconsistent here early. And I think when you look at the offensive line, I think they've been able to have physicality early. You saw D. Petit score earlier in the game. Just can't afford to turn the football over. Need to put together a nice drive. Stan Hill has been switching a lot of things up with the personnel groupings, moving it around. Looks like he's holding his shoulder.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate too much, but he does look like he's grabbing for that area around the collarbone. Famously, one of the most one of the easiest bones to break, but don't want to speculate on that. Hope for the best care from the training staff for COAHOMA. On a rollout, Zach Wilkie throwing down the sideline. This is intercepted. Stepping in front of the pass intended for Roman Gregory that time. A huge play made in coverage by Ryan Kirkwood.
Yeah, you look at the reverse pivot, and it's a throwback to Roman Gregory up the sideline. And when you look at Zach Wilkie, he'll want this one back because Gregory was open early. He was open early. You need to throw a 2-ball right in between the cornerback and the safety. Instead, he throws the football up the field, allows the cornerback to be able to recover, and gets the interception.
And a 2-ball would look differently from what that was. How?
Yes, a 2-ball is more of a line drive ball. You put a little bit of mustard on it where you can throw a dart. That ball there is more of a 3-ball where he's throwing the ball up and allowing the running back or the wide receiver to run under. You don't need to do that because you got a cornerback deep.
So again, it is after a Northwest turnover that COAHOMA takes possession. It is in their own half of the field with a chance to potentially score and go ahead, starting with 10:25 to go here in the second quarter. Ashton Strother distributing out to the wide side, and some juke moves put on Northwest defenders by the receiver that time. A nice catch and a little wiggle of a run by Emmanuel Griffin. Griffin has been used extensively in this contest, even though his stats aren't necessarily sparkling coming into the game. Just 14 carries and 3 receptions in his first 3 contests.
Change of pace type of back.
Strother on the give once again. Here's Griffin bursting over toward his own sideline and knocked out of bounds in pursuit.
Yeah, nice patience by Griffin there. Like I said, change of pace, had a little stutter in the backfield, freezes the defense, able to come around the corner there for a nice gain, picks up the first down.
First down at the 41-yard line. This COAHOMA team entering this game only 5 of 7 in the red zone with 3 touchdowns. And has yet to convert on a red zone score in this game. Both their scores coming from just outside of the red zone. The give is to Griffin, bottled up in the backfield that time.
Great blitz there by Cullen Dunn there, Tyler.
Swarmed and dropped, and that's the kind of anticipation you expect from Paige Anders' linebacking unit.
You know, and Anders is switching things up. He's blitzing his linebackers. He's even blitzed some secondary defenders. He's playing man-to-man outside, been switching up the coverages. And the defense, to be honest, has kept the Rangers in the game because offensively have allowed this COAHOMA team to constantly get extra possessions because of the turnovers.
Ashton Strother behind the sticks on second down. He'll play it conservatively again. Griffin swallowed, swarmed, and swung down. Solid work by DJ Burgess, among others.
Yes, great job by DJ Burgess again. You know, he's solid. You know he can rush the passer, but he's really good on run, has the speed, has the strength to be able to get off of blocks.
Third down for COAHOMA. They trail it 14-10 here in the second period. Strother to throw. Lets it fly. Incomplete. Put it on target and got it to the hands of Taj Column, but he was slipping down amidst tight coverage and could not haul it in.
Yeah, and I've talked about Colin on third down, you know, trying to move him in space. You have trips to the right, and he's the closest receiver to the quarterback. They usually get him outside, get him matched up on the safety. Ball thrown a little bit to the outstretched reach of him. Had a seam route, just not able to connect. Still good defense by the Rangers.
So Northwest also able to force a Damian Gonzalez punt for the second time tonight. And we'll get this one lofted, and it'll be fair caught at the Ranger 21.
Fred Adams has really done a tremendous job from week 1. We talked about it, allowing the football to bounce. Now he's fair catching the football there, giving his offense an opportunity, not losing, 10 or 15 yards by allowing the football to bounce. But this offense has to get in rhythm, Tyler. The defense has really kept the game as close as it is. 3 costly turnovers here early.
If I'm COAHOMA, I would try to put the ball in Zach Wilkie's hands as much as possible, because right now what's worked best for Northwest has been keeping it in the belly of D. Petit and getting the ball on the ground. But when Wilkie's had to make some decisions, he's seen openings, but he hasn't necessarily connected on time.
And see if Zach Wilkie can beat you, basically.
So he'll be tested here. Wilkie on the give to Petit. Petit breaks through an ankle tackle, twists his way toward first down yardage. He will be close to the marker. He will have it.
Great push there by the offensive line. D. Petit does the rest, but he was untouched till about 5 yards, and he made a couple of defenders there miss. Nice run by D. Petit, but an excellent job up front by this offensive line.
An offensive line which features tonight Drew Brewer in at left guard in place of Cameron Foster. The others, Jakeem Shumpert, Stratton Smith, Reginald Pierre Now, and LaParca Langston. Petit on the give, wheeling toward the left side. D. Petit with a nice burst and the lean forward toward the 40.
Now you go to the inside zone on the last play. Now you switch it. You get your lineman pulling, go to the stretch play outside. D. Petit able to get around the corner for a nice gain.
Malachi Brown trying to get off the field for COAHOMA, and eventually took the advice of probably whomever was calling out to him from the COAHOMA sideline. Go down.
Yeah. You know, we were talking about, putting the football in Zach Wilkie's hands, some costly turnovers. He has what he wanted, just not delivering the football on time in the placement, looking at the coverages. But this is a defense with COAHOMA that has been giving up over 200 yards a game, I think 208 yards a game. So keep it on the ground with deeper teeth and then slowly, see if you can get Zach Wilkie back in this football game.
So the Northwest offensive machine trying to come to life with 6:33 remaining here in the second quarter. They're on top 14-10, but turnovers have hampered their progress. 2 interceptions and a fumble tonight, ending 3 of their 5 drives. Wilkie on the give. Behind a couple of blockers, it is D. Petit once more, following the lead of Jakeem Shumpert.
We're close to the first down there. Offensive line getting the push they wanted, but that's a really great job there by your linebackers, filling the hole, coming up, making the tackle.
It's 3rd and 1. Petit. Oh, with a burst through the hole. Knifing through to make an incredible play for COAHOMA from his linebacker spot. That is QD Walls.
Yeah, QD Walls does a great job. You talked about now he runs right through that C gap from the outside there, nice in for a nice tackle. And big time stop.
It's a drive-changing play for Walls. It'll force the Northwest punt on 4th down and just 2 to go from their own 40.
That was going to be a stretch play there to the outside. See if you can get deeper teeth there on the edge. Nice play. Nice defensive play.
Hayden Wolf to punt. Gets it away, spins it nicely down inside the Wade Incorporated green zone. It's dropped momentarily. Returner lost it again. It's picked up by Northwest. They will run it into the end zone for an apparent touchdown. I'm not certain you can advance a fumbled punt return, though. It popped right up into the hands of Northwest DeAndre Riley.
Another great special teams play. You talk about Riley. You talk about the punt coverage team staying in the lanes. But it all starts with Wolf. That's an outstanding punt. You place the returner deep to the sideline, not able to really get a clean catch. But that's a great play here.
Unless I'm mistaken, and he called for a fair catch before I saw it, this is going to be Northwest football inside the Wade Incorporated green zone. Exactly the kind of break you needed if you're a Ranger fan.
That's just a great directional kick. Great directional kick. He's able, had to turn his shoulders to run and catch the football. You get the muff. Great play here by this offense.
And the second time tonight, Northwest has benefited from a return man fumbling the football for COAHOMA.
Another opportunity here for this offense to see if they can put the football in the end zone.
Rangers came into this game 6 of 8 on their red zone trips to go along with just 3 touchdowns. Not afraid to use the kickers. The give to D. Petit. Free room to the end zone. Touchdown, Northwest.
And when you look at a football team that's 0-3, these are the type of plays that they've made, and you have to take advantage of it. But you've seen 2 big special teams play here to start the game. You get an opening fumble on the kickoff coverage team. Now your punt coverage team, you get a fumble.
And Petit closes on both.
I tell you what, Tyler, once this offense can get in stride, this is going to be a really tough team, because you look at defensively, we saw how the defense played last week. You saw how the defense has played this week. Now it's the special teams getting turnovers. Offense needs to settle down where they can get their passing attack to go with their running game. Once they get that going, it's going to be a really tough team.
Osselton converts, 21-10, the Ranger lead over COAHOMA in Clarksdale.
This fall, the best live shows are happening at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts in Senatobia. Watch Donnie Edwards bring Elvis to life with a tribute to the king of rock and roll. Enjoy the distinct charm of comedic legend Jeff Foxworthy with special guest Tammy Pescatelli. Embark on a magical journey with an ogre, a donkey, and a princess in Shrek the Musical. Sing along with musical acts like Lee Greenwood, country music icon and hitmaker Gary LeVox of Rascal Flatts, funk and soul band Tower of Power, and Motown legends The Temptations. Then we finish the season with holiday performances from the angelic voices of the Vienna Boys Choir and a Christmas concert from multi-plat.
Deeper T with the 13-yard touchdown run to give Northwest a 21-10 lead here in Clarksdale, Mississippi, over COAHOMA. Waning moments of the second quarter, under 5 to play until the half. COAHOMA with a strong return, bursting his way upfield across the 30, out to the 35-yard line. A solid return that time for the Tigers should set them up in good field position with Ashton Strother at the helm. It's a COAHOMA team that has certainly made some mistakes on the evening so far, but they are hopeful that the nice return there out of the hands of return man Deshaun Catron is going to set them up well for an offensive possession to answer the Rangers.
I think the defense has settled down, have come up really with some big stops, but look at Strada here, still trying to see if he can get the football deep. I think he's going to take some shots here on this possession.
So he starts with 4 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter from his own 35-yard line. Ashton Strother, formerly of Missouri Baptist University in the NAIA ranks. Swing route out of the backfield. Collected, but nowhere to go. A Ranger gang makes the tackle after a gain of 3.
That's great defense there. Stand in your lanes there. Everyone pursuing the football there. Throws the football to a swing pattern. Not much going there by this defense.
Lazarius Penn on the catch for COAHOMA. It's Jakevian Jones into the backfield here. Strother on the keep, and Fred Adams comes up with a backfield tackle, not fool at the mesh point.
Excellent job by Fred Adams at his cornerback positions there. He sees the keys. He sees it's a quarterback read there. He comes from his cornerback position there and makes a tackle close to the line of scrimmage. But he has to be careful with the quarterback. Don't pump him with that. Fake the quarterback read and then throw something deep to the wide receiver.
Strother, 4 of 11 throwing the football tonight for just 44 yards and a touchdown. He's got 3rd and 5 here from his own 40. Four-man rush. Strother lets it fly. Batted in the air, incomplete. They are going after the Northwest corners tonight, drive after drive, and that time an outstanding breakup made on this side of the field by Fred Adams.
Yeah, what I love about Fred Adams there, you get man-to-man coverage, just bump and run. He's physical at the point, and then he also is physical at the top of the route there, knocks the football down, not allowing any separation by the wide receiver. That's excellent cornerback play by Fred Adams, and that's why I think that he's one of the top corners here in the nation.
Adams with an incredible 4-interception effort last week against East Mississippi. The reigning conference player of the week. Tied a school record with that effort. High snap to Gonzalez. He'll get it away, an end-over-end kick that's going to bound at the 30 and kick away from Adams. He'll field it, working like a shortstop to his backhand side, and he'll be buried inside the 20.
Defense does a really good job again, allowing the ball to get back to your offense. You got 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and see if this offense can put together a drive. And more importantly, you look at Stan Healy. You talk about Zach Wilkie. Does he have the confidence in Zach Wilkie on this drive to put the football in his hands, to throw the football up the field, or will you go with deeper T? I talked about the defense. This defense for COAHOMA giving up 208 yards. Maybe you run the football, open some things up, and take your shots down the field.
Not to be too obvious, but let's see how successful they are on 1st and 2nd down. And if they can get the motor whirring a little bit for Zach Wilkie and company, perhaps step on the gas. The give to Petit. Shoulders through 1-2 men and knocked down shy of the 25.
Yeah, runs through 2 arm tacklers there. Nice physical run there by D. Petit. He runs the football. It's almost like he's about to break a long one every time, and that's the sign of a great running back.
4-man front for COAHOMA. Wilkie with play action. Wilkie to throw deep down the sideline. It's into traffic, but it's caught nonetheless. M.J. Johnson between 2 Tiger defenders.
Great play there by Johnson, and that's on the scramble, but that's a great individual effort there by Johnson. He judges the football, and there was two defenders there. He catches the football at his high point for a big-time completion, and Stan Hill still has confidence in Zach Wilkie.
Wilkie right now having the green light to throw into what was tight man coverage. Petit slips the tackler. So elusive and good at turning him shoulders, making himself skinny.
Oh, man, that's a great job of an individual run there. He puts his foot in the ground and makes a couple of guys miss there. Slides through for a nice gain.
And Jarrell Goodlow, the linebacker, is down with what looks to be a cramp. Hopefully a cramp, but nothing more serious. It is hot, Russell. We can attest.
It's humid. It's humid.
A whole crate full of water bottles, thanks to Brian Lentz earlier this evening. Everybody is pretty much retrieving that between series. And even with a fan, it's toasty. It was even worse before the sun went down. But this is Mississippi in the Delta for you.
And you have to look at your players, cramping. You have to look at that, make sure they're hydrated. But going back to Deeper Teat, it's just great to watch him run the football because you can see on each run what he possesses. You see the vision, you see the patience, you see the power, you see the speed, you see the stiff arm. He has it all. I would like to see, where his career goes after Northwest.
He's compact. I think that's what I see in him is it's compact, but it's also a never-ending churn. It's a little, I don't want to be too cartoonish, but it's a little bit Sonic the Hedgehog, where it's very, very tight in there. He picks a lane, he goes, and he keeps going. He doesn't see contact as this is going to stop me. He tries to roll through it.
Yeah, very, very solid running back. He possesses what you want out of a running back, and especially at the D1 level. He's a D1 running back for sure.
Right now on the evening, Petit, 14 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns on the evening. On the other side, Emmanuel Griffin, 7 carries, 34 yards. Ashton Strother, 4 of 12 for 44 yards and a touchdown. Zach Wilkie, 4 of 9 for 2 interceptions, a touchdown, and 88 yards. It doesn't feel like the passing numbers on paper represent the way the quarterbacks have thrown the football tonight. There have been some great plays in the defensive backfield on both sides to break up potential completions. It is second down here from the COAHOMA 36-yard line. About 4 yards to gain to move the sticks for Northwest at the 2-minute marker here in the second quarter. Wilkie looking left, stays that way, slides it downfield. It's caught in stride. MJ Johnson for 6.
We talked about the good and we talked about the bad with Zach Wilkie. That is the great with Zach Wilkie. You have your inside fade to Johnson. He throws the football where only his wide receiver can get it, and he dropped it in the mailbox on the inside fade for the touchdown.
That's a spectacular throw and catch between Wilkie and Johnson for Johnson's first touchdown of the season.
There's not a lot of quarterbacks that can really make that throw. When I mean the touch that he has, the velocity that he has, and it drops down, you have the height on it. Just a great throw by Zach Wilkie.
And Jackson Usselton will split him for a 28-10 lead with a minute 51 remaining in the second quarter here in Clarksdale. A kickoff upcoming from Northwest.
We give it our all in the classroom and on the field. We demand excellence and strive for perfection in everything we do. In the classrooms, with our teammates, or in competition. Whatever we do, we give it our all.
I'm all in. Are you?
MJ Johnson, a 36-yard touchdown reception hauled in stride from Zach Wilkie to make it an 18-point Northwest lead over COAHOMA with a minute 51 remaining here in the second quarter. As Northwest kicks off to the homestanding Tigers, who are still in search of their first win this season, but behind the 8 ball here deep in the first half. The kick will go into the end zone off the boot of Jackson Usselton.
Yeah, we were talking earlier when Zach Wilkie threw the interception, and I said he needed to throw a 2-ball, and he threw the 3-ball. That's a 3-ball on the inside fade where you have the velocity and you also have the touch to be able to get over the defenders, and it drops down for the wide receiver. But as a quarterback, you have to have a short memory. He puts that behind him. Stan Hill gives him an opportunity to make a play, and that's a big-time score.
Northwest with that 36-yard touchdown pass, now outgaining COAHOMA in the first half. 224 to 126, though they've only run one more offensive play than the Tigers. So here's Ashton Strother about to go to work in the potential 2-minute drill. We'll see what he can do for the COAHOMA offense. Strother, quick throw, got it to his slot man, keeps his feet, bouncing off a tackler.
Yeah, gets a short roll there, goes to the inside receiver there on a quick out. That's a nice throw there.
Nick Taylor's first catch of the game, making his second catch of the game.
Yeah, right in between two defenders there for Northwest to Taylor.
Strother sets up again. He delivers on the slant over the middle. Corralled finally at the 45-yard line. That was a strike, and it's first down yardage to Catron.
Yeah, nice pattern there by Catron there on the deep slant pattern there. Strother zips it right between the numbers. He has a nice arm.
He does have a nice arm, and he's put a couple of balls on target tonight. We've seen probably Taj Collum that probably deserved 2 or 3 receptions, if not for some really good defensive back play from Northwest. Clock stopped with 1:29 to go. 2 timeouts still remaining for both sides. If you are COAHOMA, you've got a big leg in Damian Gonzalez. Missed one earlier, but certainly a chance to make a dent. If you can get even 3 on the board here, makes it a 15-point game. It's a 2-score lead at halftime. You feel like you're still in the thick of things, especially the way Northwest has tended to give the ball away, despite what happened last round.
Definitely, that would be big for them going in at the half. But when you look at this Rangers defense, they've been able to come up with some big plays and big stops. So it gives them an opportunity on their defensive end to get the football back, get an interception or a fumble, and get the football back to their offense.
Strother against the 4-man rush, gets it away quickly. Banged into is Griffin, shy of the first down marker, and he'll be hauled to the turf in enemy territory.
Strother goes through his progression, didn't have anything down the football field, gets his back in the flat.
Northwest with a lineman currently down, that's Fred Tigner, the freshman out of Hogansville, Georgia, who's being attended to by the Northwest training staff. I'll say this for Ashton Strother. He's got a pretty good sense of timing. He gets the ball out.
He does.
His clock is not running long. Northwest has not been able to get home tonight. I don't think even once. Not even once. Actually, neither quarterback has been sacked.
Yeah, he throws the football in rhythm, goes through his progression, understand defenses, and that's when the football comes out of a quarterback's hands and it's going to the right receiver. That tells me that he has full command of the offense. He knows what the defense is doing, so he throws the football where the defense isn't. Finds spots in the defense.
Strother has not completed more than 2 passes to any one receiver tonight. Nick Taylor has 2 catches. Emmanuel Griffin has 2 catches as well. Everybody else has 1 for COAHOMA. MJ Johnson, the leading receiver for Northwest, with 3 grabs for 76 yards, and that score moments ago. And it's never good when you see a lineman having to be helped off by training staff unable to put weight on one of his feet. That's what we've got right here with Fred Tigner. Certainly wish him the best.
You're talking about Strother. Before the game started, 99 completions without an interceptions, and now we're able to see him in action. He protects the football. Places, he has good ball placement. Had one early on the last possession that got away from him, but not really been impressed with him early on. You know, 99 attempts without an interception, that's pretty good.
It's not bad. 7 of 15 tonight, 72 yards and a touchdown. Again, the completion percentage may be not high, but if you're not turning the ball over, you keep getting chances. Strother on the give. Jakevian Jones plunges ahead, and he'll be stifled close to the line to gain. I think they're going to give him first down yardage. Yes, they will. First down in the Northwest 44, clock ticking once they set the chains with 1:12 to go in the half, but a Northwest player slow to get up on the play. Always hard in a game like this for the training staff when guys go down on consecutive plays. You certainly hope that the Rangers are not irreparably damaged by any of these particular injuries.
And that's Jalen Johnson.
So that's 2 defensive linemen for the Rangers who have had to walk off on the last 2 plays. Charles Woodard in there on the defensive front, along with Tylen Coleman and DJ Burgess up front for Northwest.
Got to look at Deshaun Catron there on the far side of the football field. Man-to-man coverage outside.
Strother lets it fly right side, right at the marker. He's got the comeback route to Catron.
Yeah, you see the man-to-man coverage outside, and you talk about the ball placement. Nice timing route there on a deep comeback to Catron. I thought that he would probably go to him. They motioned a wide receiver there to the slot, but he was singled up.
Looks like first down yardage, and they will set the chains that way as well. And we have a penalty against Northwest that will move the ball even further into Ranger territory.
Now they are in field goal range, and you were talking about earlier, you know, if they could get 3 points, how big it would be for COAHOMA to go in at the half. But they're trying to get 6 here.
No doubt about it, especially after the Rangers giving them a helping hand at that last play. The call was roughing the passer against Northwest. They have not been able to get to Ashton Strother in time tonight. First down from the 21-yard line, knocking on the door of the Wade Incorporated green zone. Strother looks left, pumps over the middle, wide open, caught at the 5-yard line, first and goal upcoming.
Yeah, nice play fake there by Strother. Goes to the seam route, looks off the safety, comes back to his progression. Nice pass pattern up the middle.
Third catch of the night for Nick Taylor. They go first and goal from the 5 with 47 ticks remaining. COAHOMA does have 2 timeouts available, and they're going to take one here. So clock stop with 44 seconds remaining. Chance for Terrence Metcalf and company to catch their breath, refocus, and try and catch Northwest right here at the end of the half on a drive that would help big time, especially because it was COAHOMA who got the opening kick for about half a second and then fumbled it away. Going into the break, you'd love to have a score here, especially because you know Northwest is getting the kickoff coming out.
Yeah, and that's COAHOMA kind of making amends for the fumble on the kickoff.
So Ashton Strother now 9 of 17 in the first half for 97 yards. Right now, less yardage but more completions than his counterpart Zach Wilkie, 5 of 10 for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks for Northwest.
You have to look at the play fake, but usually when they're here close, they want to go to Jakevian Jones. He's the bigger back.
Jones, wheel route out of the backfield, knocked off his feet by Dre Riley and put on his backside at the 2.5-yard line.
Great safety play by Riley. They're coming up, making the play on the swing to the flat.
25 seconds and ticking. COAHOMA with one timeout. They won't use it here. Strother, the give. Jones buried at the line of scrimmage. 15 seconds remaining in the half. And now they'll take timeout.
Yeah, Colin Dunn does a great job there shooting the gaps, not allowing the inside zone to break for any yardage. That's great defense there. That's great goal line defense here by the Rangers.
As much as Terrence Metcalf and his offensive coordinator Brandon Haley have trusted Ashton Strother to keep throwing the football into tight spaces in this first half, are you okay with them running twice there from inside the 10?
Well, you want to see what your offensive line can do. Yeah, I mean, you're right inside the 10. See if you can get a push by your offensive line. Now it's third down. Now I look to see them to take Strother and maybe move the pocket a little bit and try to run something here. I don't think they'll run the football now, especially when you look at, only 12 seconds on the clock. Some type of movement, some type of misdirection with Strother.
Would you be surprised if he throws?
I think he will throw.
Strother under center for what might be the first time this half, maybe the second time. Lined up in the power I. Strother, fade route. Incomplete. Locked up in coverage on the near side that time. Guess who? Fred Adams had a very tough assignment, but managed to keep the ball out of the hands of the intended receiver that time, Chris Davis.
Fred Adams is putting on a clinic of how to play bump and run, press coverage. We talked about him last week, but right now there's a bigger receiver that's on him. He stays right there in the hip pocket. Last minute, knocks the football down.
So COAHOMA tried to call a running formation and get Northwest to bite on that. Instead, the pass incomplete. The kick from Gonzalez flies through, and there will be 4 seconds remaining here in the half after Damian Gonzalez converts on the field goal, his second in the first 30 minutes for a 28-13 Northwest edge. So they've drawn within 15 points. It's a two-score game officially, depending on what Northwest does going into halftime.
Yeah, two-score game, but you still have to applaud your defense, not allowing anything, with 3 points. You bending a little bit, but not breaking. But you look at the second half, unless you get this kickoff return back, offense gets an opportunity to come back, regroup themselves, and see how they can start the second half. But that's just been a great job, I think, defensively and special teams thus far in this first half.
So the Northwest defense has forced field goals on both of the red zone opportunities tonight for COAHOMA. So only 3 touchdowns allowed on 8 red zone attempts by opponents this year. Squibbed down the middle. It'll bound into the guts of the kick returner for Northwest, who will slip down at the 31 and be tackled there. No burst of speed that time upfield for Jabriston Abram. A 28-13 Ranger lead going to the break here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Northwest leading COAHOMA on Ranger TV.
This fall, the best live shows are happening at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts in Senatobia. Watch Donnie Edwards bring Elvis to life with a tribute to the king of rock and roll. Enjoy the distinct charm of comedic legend Jeff Foxworthy with special guest Tammy Pescatelli. Embark on a magical journey with an ogre, a donkey, and a princess in Shrek the Musical. Sing along with musical acts like Lee Greenwood, country music icon and hitmaker Gary LaVox of Rascal Flatts, funk and soul band Tower of Power, and Motown legends The Temptations. Then we finish the season with holiday performances from the angelic voices of the Vienna Boys Choir and a Christmas concert from multi-platinum Irish singing sensation Celtic Woman. The Heindel Center for Performing Arts is just a short drive down I-55. Tickets are on sale now. Go to HeindelCenter.org for more information.
What is First Alert? First Alert means we're telling you first, pay attention, listen up.
First Alert is alerting you to potential dangers or changes in the weather.
We're always trying to give you the first alert to the next big thing in the forecast.
First Alert gives you the advantage to be able to plan days in advance.
First Alert is for you.
This is why we First Alert, only on Action News 5.
You know, Memphis has a lot of challenges in our community, and so we all talk about it. We all cover it on the news. I'm really tired of talking about shootings, but we're taking action for you, telling stories that make a meaningful difference in the community, trying to find the solutions that these challenges present. We've been taking action for you for 75 plus years. We don't plan to quit now. I'm Joe Birch, loyal Memphian, proud to be taking action for you.
We give it our all in the classroom and on the field. We demand excellence and strive for perfection in everything we do. In the classrooms, with our teammates, or in competition. Whatever we do, we give it our all.
I'm all in. Are you? Halftime in Clarksville, Mississippi, alongside Russell Copeland. I'm Tyler Springs. At the break, it is the number 14 ranked Northwest Rangers leading 28-13 over the homestanding COAHOMA Tigers. Russell, that first half, interesting certainly in terms of the first quarter and the variety of turnovers that we saw on both sides. Ultimately, Northwest holding a 15-point lead. You give a little bit of a tip of the cap late to the way their defense performed against Ashton Strother and a COAHOMA offense that had moved the ball fairly effectively and taking advantage of turnovers.
I think overall the defense, I think they were bending but did not break. Outstanding defense in the red area, but you have to look at special teams. Special teams started the game off. They got to opening kickoff, got a turnover there, and then you got a muff punt later on in the game. So that's 2 turnovers by your special teams. And then you talk about Zach Wilkie. I think you saw the good and you saw the bad, I think. But what I love about Zach Wilkie is that he was able to come back at a short memory and had 2 big touchdown passes.
Northwest, believe it or not, does not have as many first downs as COAHOMA in that first half. They had 11. COAHOMA had 13. In terms of overall yardage, COAHOMA 183, Northwest 224, despite 8 fewer snaps offensively. Deeper T, 14 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns for Northwest. Emmanuel Griffin, the leading rusher, 35 yards on 7 carries for COAHOMA. Deshaun Catron, 2 catches, 24 yards for COAHOMA. MJ Johnson, 3 catches, 76 yards, and a score for Northwest. Katie Gibson, also a 43-yard touchdown catch from Zach Wilkie for the Northwest Rangers. You mentioned it a little bit. Northwest trying to see Zach Wilkie be a little more efficient, a little more effective, and having a short memory, so important. What do you look for them to start with coming out in the second half in terms of putting the ball in the hands of either Wilkie or Petit or one of their other playmakers trying to get something going on that opening drive?
Well, I think they continue to establish the run. And you know, when you look at this defense for COAHOMA coming to the game, you know, giving up 208 yards, D. Petit, I think, is the best player on this offense. See if you can get him going, see if you can get to a spark in the running game. Win on first down. Second down, now you get the football in Wilkie's hands and see if he can survey the field and hit one of his wide receivers.
Neither quarterback has been sacked in this contest. Northwest with 5 quarterback hits on Strother, but the man who's got the most of them, Jalen Johnson, left the game due to an apparent injury earlier in the first half. We have yet to see whether or not he'll be back for the second half. It's been hard to get to both these quarterbacks. I think it's a credit to them, but also I think it's a credit to their offensive lines. Northwest made some adjustments tonight to get theirs in order. COAHOMA's hasn't done poorly either.
All right, when you look at Northwest, I think it's definitely a credit to the offensive line. Hasn't had a lot of pressure on Zach Wilkie. He's had time to throw the football, and even when he didn't, he was able to get flushed a little bit and keep his head up and throw the football down the field. But when you look at on the other side, I think how he's getting the football out of his hands. He's throwing the football on time, in rhythm, and that makes it hard for your defensive front to be able to come and get a sack on a quarterback that has that type of rhythm.
Ashton Strother, 10 of 19 in that first half. Leading tacklers for these two sides, Colin Dunn with 9 right now for Northwest. Nobody else more than 3. Meanwhile, it's Jarrell Goodlow leading the way for COAHOMA. He's got 5 stops on the evening. And as Russell mentioned, the special teams have been especially important, especially Damian Gonzalez for COAHOMA. He's made 2 of his 3 field goal tries tonight thus far. And we really haven't seen a lot of Hayden Wolf or Jackson Elselton but for the kickoffs and the extra points. They've done the job on those particular plays. More to come from Clarksdale, Mississippi, including whip-around coverage of scores from around the MAC tonight. You're watching North on Ranger TV.
Banker is proud to offer top-notch banking products with perks that support local businesses and people who support their communities. We believe our towns, no matter the size, deserve the best products and the best customer service, an experience we all deserve. We're hometown banking at its best. Do you bank with us? You should.
At Cannon Chevrolet of Oxford, you will always find a winning deal. Our team is here to help you find the new or certified pre-owned vehicle you've been dreaming of. With an awesome selection of inventory at Cannon Chevrolet of Oxford, we're sure to have what you need. Test drive a new Chevrolet Equinox or a new Chevrolet Trailblazer with us today. And remember, when the smoke clears, nobody beats a Cannon deal. Nobody.
Stephen had been stationed in the Marine Corps. He came home on a visit.
We hadn't seen him for so long.
Stephen said, I haven't had a Chick-fil-A sandwich in over 3 years.
It was late at night.
We were closing and the phone rings. Stephen explains his situation and I told him to come inside and we were going to get him whatever he would like.
Stephen gobbled up that sandwich in like 2 bites. It's been a while since we've seen him.
We miss him.
We brought a care package for Steve.
I'll take that.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's important that I am a voice for Memphians because this is our community. We all live here. I care about everything that's going on in our community just as much as you. So I'm going to make it my mission to make sure that we are taking action for you, getting answers, making sure that we're all well informed, and ultimately making sure that our community is a better place. I am Ariana Poindexter, proud Memphian, and proud to be taking action for you every weekday morning.
Back inside the friendly, if muggy, confines of the press box here at Miller Stadium in Clarksdale, Mississippi, alongside Russell Copeland. I'm Tyler Springs with our producer, Brian Lentz, and our assistant producer, Brian Oakley, with a whole crew from Northwest Mississippi Community College on hand tonight. Jalen King on the stats, Matthew Mixon down on the sideline, along with Bree, Micaiah, Ryan, Tyler, Amarian, Jeremy, Maylee, Kristen, and Willacia, all pitching in on this evening's Ranger TV broadcast. We're going to give you a check of scores from around the MAC in just a moment, but I also want to give a heartfelt shout-out to Mississippi Gulf Coast. Apparently, on their way to play Southwest this evening, one of their band buses was in an accident. From what we're hearing, everybody on the band bus is okay, not necessarily everybody else who was in the vehicle that the bus hit. So prayers for those involved in that accident involving the Mississippi Gulf Coast Band on their way to play Southwest tonight. Elsewhere around the MAC at the moment, we've got a 14-13 game between East Mississippi and Itawamba. That game's early in the second quarter. It is halftime between East Central and Pearl River. So far, East Central shutting out the Pearl River Wildcats 13-0. Through one quarter of action between Jones and Colin, Jones has the upper hand on the Wolves 7-0. Right now between Holmes and Northeast Mississippi, they are at the break. Holmes holding a 13-7 edge over the Northeast Mississippi Tigers. Also in action, as we mentioned, Mississippi Gulf Coast taking on Southwest. That game midway through the first quarter. It is a Mississippi Gulf Coast 14-0 lead at present. So those are the scores from around the MAC. Again, lots of eyes on Holmes, who is atop the North Division with 3 wins to start the year, and on Mississippi Gulf Coast, who has 3 wins to start the year in the South Division. But those are your scores from around the region. We'll take another quick break here on Ranger TV and come back with more in a moment. In Clarksdale, it's the number 14 Northwest Rangers leading 28-13 over.
Slurp is for you. It allows you to know well in advance to what is coming your way.
First Alert gives you the advantage to be able to plan days in advance.
5 days out, 7 days out, or even 10 days out. It's all about letting you know first.
First there, alerting you to potential dangers or changes in the weather.
This is why we First Alert, only on Action News 5. Meet Jimmy Mundane. Jimmy wears the same outfit every day. Jimmy eats the same brown bagged lunch every day. Jimmy does the same thing every single day. Introducing Fuel Rewards. Save at least 10 cents a gallon when redeeming. Bank First Perks. Designed to help Jimmy live a little.
Up to the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Before I could get a word out, I was in tears. I said, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. I'm taking my daughter to college today. She's the apple of my eye. Cars were starting to line up behind me.
I went outside with my headset on.
She says, it's going to be okay. Just was so caring and compassionate.
I never realized how much of an impact it would have.
Tori, this is Isabella.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
We text a lot, don't we?
We text every day. You text me every morning.
Everyone's journey starts from a different place, but the path to your goals is always Northwest. North Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways, so you can choose the training that's right for you. Need in-demand skills now with high-paying opportunities just around the corner? We can get you there. See a 4-year degree in your future, but need an efficient path to that dream? We can get you there too. Whatever your goals, we can help you become who you want to be. Find your path.
This fall, the best live shows are happening at the Heindel Center for the Performing Arts in Senatobia. Watch Donnie Edwards bring Elvis to life with a tribute to the king of rock and roll. Enjoy the distinct charm of comedic legend Jeff Foxworthy with special guest Tammy Pescatelli. Embark on a magical journey with an ogre, a donkey, and a princess in Shrek the Musical. Sing along with musical acts like Lee Greenwood, country music icon and hitmaker Gary LaVox of Rascal Flatts, funk and soul band Tower of Power, and Motown legends The Temptations. Then we finish the season with holiday performances from the angelic voices of the Vienna Boys Choir and a Christmas concert from multi-platinum Irish singing sensation Celtic Woman. The Heindel Center for Performing Arts is just a short drive down I-55. Tickets are on sale now. Go to HeindelCenter.org for more information.
What is First Alert?
First Alert means we're telling you first, pay attention, listen up.
First Alert is alerting you to potential dangers or changes in the weather.
We're always trying to give you the first alert to the next big thing in the forecast.
First Alert gives you the advantage to be able to plan days in advance.
First Alert is for you.
This is why we First Alert, only on Action News 5.
You know, Memphis has a lot of challenges in our community, and so we all talk about it. We all cover it on the news. I'm really tired of talking about shootings, but we're taking action for you, telling stories that make a meaningful difference in the community, trying to find the solutions that these challenges present. We've been taking action for you for 75 plus years. We don't plan to quit now. I'm Joe Birch, loyal Memphian, proud to be taking action for you.
We give it our all, in the classroom and on the field. We demand excellence and strive for perfection in everything we do. In the classrooms, with our teammates, or in competition. Whatever we do, we give it our all.
I'm all in. Are you? Back inside the broadcast booth here in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Northwest leading COAHOMA 28-13 alongside Russell Copeland. I'm Tyler Springs. As you look around the results tonight from the MAC, you should also look around the results from the Northwest Rangers. We can confirm Northwest Volleyball and Allison Burchett a 3-0 sweep over Freight Hardeman's JV tonight. Lady Rangers are at home tomorrow. They take on Coastal Alabama at 3 o'clock and Shawnee at 5 o'clock. And those games will be on Ranger TV as well. So a shout out to Coach Burchett and the Rangers who are doing some work. Swept the league awards this week as well. So good to see on that front for the Northwest Rangers athletics in terms of just overall success. Tonight, a lot on the line for COAHOMA, Russell. We talked about it before this game. 0-3 doesn't feel great. 0-4 feels even worse. Even if you feel like you've been in some of these games. They have moved the football at times. But if you are trying to get Northwest on their heels, what are you doing in COAHOMA's locker room to try and fire them up and direct them effectively?
Well, it's going to start with defense, but just overall, you want to, keep your team focused. And when you look at Coach Metcalf, haven't had a lot of success over the past, 4 or 5 years. Now, if you go 0-4 here, you look at losing your locker room. So right now, you want to come out defensively and see if you can get a turnover, if you can make something happen to get you back into the football game.
And more than likely, Stan Hill knows that, right? You probably can't win the game on the first drive of the second half, but in theory, you could lose it or at least give the other team a leg up to getting back into it.
Absolutely. You do not want to have ill-advised mistakes or penalties to get them back in the football game. But also, you want to see if you can establish the run more, take some time off of the clock, and if you can put points on the board, that's outstanding and great. But you do want to utilize the clock and be able to flip the field position. You do not want to go 3 and out or have one of those ill-advised turnovers or mistakes.
Tempo, I would be interested to see if it continues to be used on either side, just based on the weather conditions in this game and how hot it's been, how much guys are cramping up trying to go through the game at speed. But I liked what Northwest did on their first drive of the game where they used some tempo to try and get in close in the red zone and score off a couple of play calls that were working. We'll see if it's Demarion Petit who gets the balance of the touches in this game or if there are some other Rangers in there to spell him, taking the ball from Zach Wilkie tonight. But certainly a lot on the line for both teams as Northwest tries to progress into the thick of the race for the 2 playoff spots awarded to North Division teams. And as we mentioned a moment ago, Holmes currently leading the division in that category with a 3-0 mark. We did get some updated scores from around the MAC after they were just reported to you moments ago. We want to confirm Mississippi Delta did beat Hines earlier today 23-7. So Hines remains without a win on the season. But elsewhere tonight, they are in the third quarter. Holmes on top of Northeast 20-7. If that holds, Holmes would go to 4-0. East Central leading 13-0 over Pearl River right now. If that holds, East Central would improve to 3-1, and Pearl River would drop to 2-2. You've also got Mississippi Gulf Coast in action right now, dominating Southwest Mississippi. That game closing in on halftime, a 20-point lead for Gulf Coast, 27-7. So Gulf Coast looking to stay unbeaten and keep Southwest without a victory. Itawamba and East Mississippi in a tight one, middle of the second quarter, 14-13 game. And Colin currently trailing Jones 14-6. Notable because Colin is number 9 in the national polls. Jones is number 12 in the national polls as we speak. So that is a delicious matchup for junior college football watchers who are going to be keeping an eye on all that's going down tonight in Ellisville. Back with the second half after this on Ranger TV. Northwest holding a 28-13 lead over the COAHOMA.
Everyone's face, but the path to your goals is always Northwest. Northwest Mississippi Community College has more than 90 education pathways, so you can choose the training that's right for you. Need in-demand skills now with high-paying opportunities just around the corner? We can get you there. See a 4-year degree in your future, but need an efficient path to that dream? We can get you there too. Whatever your goals, we can help you become who you want to be. Find your path at Northwest.
Mornings are supposed to be light. Unfortunately, crime is an element that we have to cover, and we have to cover it to hold people accountable. That's what Taking Action for You is all about. We're going to go that extra mile for you and find tangible solutions, ideas, not 6 months from now, not a year from now, today, right now, this morning. I'm Andrew Douglas. I'm a proud Memphian, and I'm proud to be taking action for you.
If you enjoy Northwest Ranger football, It's a high likelihood that you'll enjoy this second half. They hold a 15-point lead against the COAHOMA Tigers on the road in Clarksdale, Mississippi, as the Rangers seek to put together a couple of wins after a big victory last week over East Mississippi. They want to knock down another North Division opponent tonight as Benji Parker's side tries to get their bearings heading into the late stages of September and then October in pursuit of what would be an 11th consecutive berth in the MAC playoffs if they are to achieve that due to their regular season performance.
And special teams has been superb on the kick coverage teams, and MJ Johnson has had some nice returns, so maybe he may get a chance to break one. He's been really close this season.
It's Johnson and Jabriston Abram back deep for Northwest. Johnson on the near hash, or rather just south of it, as Damian Gonzalez gets set to kick off. Short kick. Johnson will take it from his own 14-yard line. MJ Johnson takes a couple of guys with him out to the 34-yard line. So that is where Northwest will begin with 14:51 remaining here in the third quarter, starting from their own 34-yard line. The last drive finished with an MJ Johnson touchdown with 1:51 remaining in the second quarter. That put Northwest out to a 28-10 lead at the time. It was answered by a COAHOMA field goal from Damian Gonzalez after the Northwest defense held the line inside the red zone, and more specifically on a goal line stand. First down for Zach Wilkie. He'll hand off for D. Petit. Petit secures it, stiff arms a man, and gains about 5, make it 6 on the play.
And we were talking about establishing a run here in the second half with D. Petit. You see personnel groupings has changed. Instead of 10 personnel, you got 12 personnel, 2 tight ends on the field. Gives to D. Petit on the first opening outside zone stretch play.
So you're looking at Josh Humes, 86, and Austin Howell, 81. Wilkie to throw. Going to throw on a comeback route this time. Hutton gets free for first down yardage, and he's going to take 2 tacklers to pull him down. He's in enemy territory. Kyler Hutton's had trouble getting free tonight. He's free now.
Yeah, that's a great ball there by Zach Wilkie. Deep comeback route, throws the football before Hutton comes out of his break, turns around, ball's right on the money. Excellent pass completion. You fake the inside handoff, got some play action pass out of 12 personnel. So that's a personnel grouping that COAHOMA has not seen in the first half.
And Stan Hill says it's always better throwing out of a heavier formation like 12. The looks you get from the defense are just different. They give. Petit muscling his way forward, leans across the 40. He's down to the 39.
Excellent job up front. Nice surge, nice push. Still running that inside zone. Deeper Petit hits the hole extremely hard. Has the leg drive to break a couple of tackles. Nice run there on first down.
Rangers continue to go with just 2 receivers. Katie Gibson to the near side. Kyler Hutton to the far side. Wilkie in the gun. Petit on the carry. Bursting through the left side. Hit and knocked off his feet. Close to first down yardage. And again, they'll give it to him for a second chain moving play for D. Petit.
And switched it to the outside zone there. D. Petit able to pick up the 5 yards necessary. The line to gain for the first down. But this offensive line has come out with a lot of physicality up front. You got your 2 tight end sets. Both tight ends are doing a really good job of blocking. This is how you start the second half, being physical, establishing the run.
They'll shift both tight ends to the left side. Petit goes that way. D. Petit knifing through, close to another first down.
That's a great job there by both of the tight ends on the front side, but you look at Josh Humes there. He pulls there to make sure nothing comes on the back side. D. Petit goes to the front side there for a nice gain.
And I want to compliment the Northwest offensive line. When you're moving the pile up there, one of the guys you've got to deal with is the freshman out of North Panola, Kenland Lyons, who is 6'4", 420 pounds in the middle. Second and short. Petit's got it. He's got more. He spins. Petit to the 10.
May get a face mask toward the end of that run there, but D. Petit there, nice hold to the outside stretch play. He does the rest, hits the hole full speed, spins off a tackler for a nice run.
And we can confirm Marco Tyson on the face mask there. Makes it first down and goal for Northwest from the 5-yard line upcoming. Timeout taken. So this is Northwest's opportunity, knocking on the door way inside the Wade Incorporated green zone, seeking yet another Cannon Motors touchdown. Would be their 5th of the game.
Well, this is the way you want to come out in the second half, being physical, and you're also utilizing the clock. You've had one pass, but it was off of play action because you're running the football effectively with D. Petit. Offensive line has done a tremendous job to start this second half.
I couldn't immediately tell who called the timeout. I think it was COAHOMA, just to try and break up Northwest's rhythm. I would, too, if I were Nathan Wiggins.
And you look at a team being 0-3, and this how you come out to start that second half and try to break their backs, and then, put doubt in this team that's 0-3, because when you drive the football down their throat, that puts doubt not just for the defense but for the whole offense. It puts pressure back on the offense.
Out they come from the timeout huddle. Howell and Humes both aligned on the right side of the offensive line. Petit in the backfield. They'll shift again to the left side. They'll go that way. D. Petit with his 3rd touchdown carry of the night, angling for the goal line. Did he not get there? He's just shy.
Great blocking there by Howell and Humes.
They like that look, shifting the tight ends. Maybe didn't get full flow of the defensive line to go with them. What's to stop him from doing it again?
But this COAHOMA defense just did not have an answer on this drive for 12 personnel.
Second and goal. Petit trying to bust through. They won't give it to him. Down at the 1-inch line.
That's close.
Northwest going quickly. Same call, same play. A leap to the goal line. Petit backing his way in. They still have not signaled touchdown. Short of the line to gain for D. Petit, make it 4th down.
Oh, that's a nice goal line stand thus far here for COAHOMA.
And Northwest is keeping the offense in the field.
And I would too. The way this offensive line has been physical on this drive, see if the big guys there can get the surge.
4th and goal. Wilkie does it himself. Is he there? They didn't give it to him. Zach Wilkie stifled right on the doorstep. It's a heck of a play by the COAHOMA defensive front.
Oh, man, that's a great job there. 4 consecutive plays there, stops the run, and that's just an excellent job there by the defensive front. Now, that can be really deflating here for this Rangers team.
A drive that killed almost 5 minutes of clock, taking 65 yards, ends at the 1-yard line.
Now, you turn the football over at your 1-inch line, but usually it helps your defense. It's not a good position for the opposition for COAHOMA's offense to come from the 1-inch line. Not a whole lot of plays you want to call. See how physical this defensive front can be for the Rangers.
Ashton Strother facing a 3-man front. It's Burgess out there along with Tylen Coleman and Charles Woodard in place of Jalen Johnson. The give. Jones, ankle tackled, leaning forward, falls to about the 4. So still no Jalen Johnson back in there on the defensive front for Northwest. It is Woodard instead, the freshman out of Starkville.
they have their big back end and try to see if they can get a push up front and give it to Jakevian Jones to try to get some breathing room here.
They're going to do it again. Jones right into the hands of Camp Shepard, but he will cross the 5-yard line. Out to the 7. So it is 3rd down and about 4 to go.
Nice penetration there by the defensive front, and you talk about Shepard coming in from his position there, shoring up the tackle.
Let's see if they'll let Ashton Strother throw here for it on 3rd down. Strother looks left. Pumping that way, scoots out of pressure, trying to elude tacklers. He's across the 10. This is close.
That's a good job there in the secondary. Wanted to go quick to the outside. Excellent coverage there by your cornerbacks on the trip side. Nice job by your defense recognizing the scramble coming up for the tackle. Close to the 1st down.
So 4th down and about a yard to go for COAHOMA. And they are going to reluctantly bring on the punt team.
If there's any positives, driving the football, being physical offensively for the Rangers and not getting it on 4th down, the field is still flipped. And just see what happens on this punt return here. But that's an excellent job by your defense, and see if you can get the football in really good field position here and punch it in.
So Fred Adams, who has learned from previous games to step up a little bit, is at his own, or rather at the COAHOMA 47-yard line, awaiting this Gonzalez punt from his own end zone. It's away. Adams will come up to receive it at about the 42. So Northwest will be 42 yards away from Pater to begin this drive. Paige Anders in the defense able to weather the storm. And not allowing COAHOMA to get any sense of a rhythm on their first possession of the half. Very important, given that you feel like you came up a little bit empty-handed for Northwest.
And you see the offense grouping up before they take the field. And if you're in that huddle right now, the word has to be finished. Let's finish this drive here and let's punch it in and get a score.
So they begin in COAHOMA territory at the 42.
I see Jaquez Keys is now in the backfield, Tyler.
High snap. Keys never really got a clean handoff.
And we saw a mishap in the first half with those two, with Wilkie, I think with Keys there, resulted in a fumble.
QD Walls knifing once again into the backfield. It's his 2nd tackle for loss in this contest. Came in with just 1 tackle on the year and has played with outstanding anticipation tonight.
Rangers now have switched to 11 personnel, and that's 3 wide receivers in the game, 1 back, 1 tight end.
It's still Keys there beside Wilkie in the gun. Play action. Wilkie over the middle. Off the fingertips of Jabriston Abram. Had him wide open. Nobody within 5 yards of him, and Abram had his hands betray him.
Yeah, nice ball there by Wilkie to Abrams. Has a deep over route. Ball hit him right in the hands. You have to come up with that catch. And, Zach Wilkie goes to his wide receiver. But again, we look at Josh Humes running the same route, the looky route. Wide open initially, decides to go to the deep over.
3rd down south of the sticks. COAHOMA rushing 3. The give is to Keys. Keys banging his way off of tacklers. Tried the draw play on 3rd down. So this will be 4th down in an interesting spot. Ball officially at the 37-yard line. This would make it about a 54-yard attempt on a field goal if they tried it. Can't tell a thing about the wind up here in the press box. The American flag looks limp behind the goalposts.
Yeah, interesting call here. Not sure if Zach Wilkie can do a quick punt or if they're really going to go for it as well as your defense is playing. I think this offense goes for it here on fourth down.
Play clock at 4. Wilkie gets it off. Wilkie able to elude defenders. Incomplete. Even if it had been intercepted, it would have merely been an arm punt. Zach Wilkie and the Northwest offense looking a little discombobulated there on fourth down.
Yeah, the play second clock was getting close to 0, but I like the call. You go Q8 with the sprint right option there, trying to get one of your wide receivers there right at the sticks. Well defended there. But I do like the play call, just well defended on that fourth down.
Rangers with back-to-back drives ending on turnovers on downs will give the ball back to COAHOMA, still holding just the 15-point edge. And most notably, Benji Parker having not taken the opportunity for points in either instance. Over the middle, right there to catch it at the first down marker. Finally, the connection they've been looking for to Column.
It's a nice connection there, and that's the looky route there, not to the tight end, but to Column there. Looky route, seam route, ball thrown on time by Strotter.
First down in Northwest Territory for Strother and the Tigers. Again across the middle. A beautiful ball, and Chris Davis is inside the 30.
Yes, Chris Davis there is able to get inside technique, what you call it a bang 8 timing short post on the safety Elijah Ruffin.
That's the Michael Irvin route, isn't it?
He made millions of dollars. He made a living off of that route.
Chris Davis making a living right now on it. And COAHOMA suddenly has some juice.
That route alone put him in the Hall of Fame, I believe, right?
People don't run that route anymore.
They do. They run it when you have the guys. Actually, Hernando, we've got that route in with the bang 8. You get the right coverage that you want. You get man or cover 3, on time, and it's a nice route.
I feel like Michael Irvin took his share of punishment, which you don't see a lot necessarily in the modern game.
Yeah, that's true. But shouts out to Michael Irvin. He ran more than that route, but he perfected that bang 8.
Yeah,
though.
he was much more than a one route receiver. First down, behind the sticks after the penalty. Again, Strother quickly over the middle. Same route. Chris Davis down to the 11-yard line inside the Wade Incorporated green zone.
Yeah, Davis is able to get inside again and runs that bang 8. This time on Fred Adams.
Now, don't look now. They might find something sticky here with Adams, Strother, and Davis. Remember, it was Davis who was the intended recipient of that goal line fade route back when COAHOMA got stopped just before halftime, and it was Adams on the denial.
And Adams has played great outside technique. Say, well, you know what? If we can't get to the outside, let's see if we can get some in-breaking routes, and they've been working it to perfection.
Strother, plenty of time. Lets it fly. Nobody there. Boy, if a defensive back had just looked up for a moment, there would have been a ball spiraling toward them.
Okay, but Chris Davis here one-on-one here to the short side of the field now. He's going in his bag of routes here. Ran a post corner there. Had Adams a little bit kneeling to the inside. That's what you do. You run the bang 8, the post. Now you come back with the post corner. They may want to try to go back to that route concept here again against Fred Adams.
Adams had a great week last week with 4 interceptions. He's been tested tonight. Has broken up 2 passes. Strother works away from traffic. Strother finally corralled. First sack of the evening, it comes from Colin Dunn.
Excellent job by Colin Dunn. He's there on pass coverage, but he's more like a spy. Nothing up the field. Spot route was not open. Dunn comes off of his defensive responsibilities and come up and makes the tackle in the flat. Excellent linebacker play by Dunn.
For Strother, who has shown outstanding timing in terms of getting the ball out and being able to elude defenders, a rare takedown. So here we go with 3rd and long. They've got to get to the 3-yard line to keep the drive going. Strother over the middle. Had him open, but missed Davis maybe by a forearm length.
Then when you look at Don, though, Don is right there in that window. He had the curl flat responsibility. He faked the blitz, and he went to his curl flat responsibility. He was going to the curl, made it a tight window there for your quarterback to throw.
Do you like the call here for COAHOMA going for the points?
Well, you want to be able to put some points on the board, so. But again, another great job defensively, not giving up 6 or 7 points.
Northwest defending this 33-yard attempt from the left hash. Gonzalez's kick finds the mark. Damien Gonzalez extremely effective tonight. He makes it a 28-16 ball game with 2:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Back with more on Ranger TV.
It's not just reporting on the crime. It's going in, digging in, listening to you, listening to those who are in power, holding them accountable. You told me about an eyesore in your neighborhood, and a couple days later, it was cleaned up. That's taking action for you. You see it, you feel it, and you can now live in it. I'm Joy Redmond, proud Memphian, and proud to be taking action for you.
Damien Gonzalez has gotten a lot of work tonight. He's the kickoff man, he's the punter, and he is the field goal kicker as well. Just put another one through for COAHOMA from 33 yards out to make it a 12-point game. My math is so off at this time of night. 28-16, Rangers still on top of COAHOMA, but the Tigers, hungry for their first victory of the season, still threatening, and we're able to get something out of that drive.
Yeah, I think they're definitely playing hard. But you have to go to the fact offensively here for the Rangers, not able to punch it in on the 1-yard line, kind of could have put the game out of reach. But you have to give credit to COAHOMA. They're trying to get their first game, and they won't go away. So what that means is, offensively, you have to put them away.
Here comes Bry Abram looking for a put-away shot up the sideline and scoots out to the 41.
On the opening possession, offensively, for the Rangers, 12 personnel were able to move the football down the field. See if Stan Hill goes back to that, or he goes back to 11 personnel with his 3 wide receivers set, 1 tight end and 1 back.
There is a flag down back around the 40-yard line in COAHOMA territory. Offside ruled against COAHOMA, so they will walk it off from the 40 up to the 45-yard line. Northwest Rangers, having turned it over twice in a row on the last 2 drives on turnovers on downs, trying to get better results here. Wilkie, oh no! Incomplete as Zach Wilkie barely gets it away in the grasp.
I don't know if that went past the line of scrimmage.
It didn't. There's no way it did. And I believe he was in the tackle box as well.
But Zach Wilkie had no chance on that. Went to a play action, had 2 COAHOMA Tigers there right in his face there. So he tried to dish the ball at the last minute, but as you talked about, inside the tackle box, football not going past the line of scrimmage, intentional grounding.
Not a lot on the call sheet for Stan Hill for 2nd and 25. Petit, sweeping left, cuts it back right, Stop to the 35, a gain of 5.
Nice move to get outside. He kind of lost his footing trying to make a cut there.
There's a COAHOMA defender down on the far side.
We talked about the heat. That could be cramping. Seems like he's grabbing his calf area.
I think it's either Brandon Hall or Logan Miles. We'll verify in just a moment. It does appear to be Brandon Hall, whom we saw earlier had to be helped off the field. He was holding his shoulder, apparently, and now coming back off the field again. Can't tell if it's the same thing that's bothering him, but obviously hurts to see him come off, especially being a big piece for COAHOMA, as he has been on defense. 3 tackles on the night, as Northwest will get set here for 3rd down and 20. They've got to get to the 45 in COAHOMA territory.
Got Quay Middlebrooks in the backfield. Like to see him get his hands on the football in space here.
They'll bubble him out, and that's where Wilkie will go. Middlebrooks, head of steam, making some cuts. Middlebrooks has the 1st down. 3rd and 20, and Northwest somehow comes up with a magic trick.
Gets the football to Middlebrooks in space. Throw the swing route. He does the rest. Outstanding speed. Explosive player. Hard to tackle the open field. That's a huge pickup.
That is a massive gain for Northwest. Wilkie on the keeper this time. Wilkie will shoulder into a couple of would-be tacklers. They'll take him down at the 40.
Talked about the defensive ends crashing. Wilkie decides to take it on the quarterback read.
Wilkie to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks tugged down from behind. So 3rd down and short upcoming.
Wilkie still reading that defensive end. He can get it inside or he can take it on the read. Also, you can get an RPO off of that read and maybe get the slant behind the linebackers or that alley defender.
Might be 4-down territory for the Rangers with a minute and ticking to go in the 3rd quarter. Middlebrooks, lots of room. Quay Middlebrooks darted right and then back to his left, and the cutback got in the 1st down.
A nice call, quick hitter. Nice job by the offensive line. Middlebrooks darts and picks up the 1st.
Would you play the clock here if you're Stan Hill?
Yeah, let's go into the 4th quarter. We'll go into the 4th quarter, and but I just really think, Tyler, it's imperative this time. You know, you had a great drive, got to the 1-inch line and didn't score. You know, put it in. You know, not 3. You know, 3's good, but go ahead and put it in, man. Put 6 on the board here on this drive.
Northwest looking to put the finishing touches on COAHOMA when we come back as we enter the 4th quarter. The Rangers, the number 14 team in the country, 18.
If you're at Dipsticks, we understand that your vehicle is more than just transportation. It's your freedom, your personality, and usually your first or second most valuable asset. That's why we prioritize your vehicle's health, treating it with the care it deserves. Our team of skilled technicians is dedicated to providing dependable work with attention to detail. When you choose Dipsticks, you're not just getting an oil change, you're getting peace of mind. Trust your valuable asset to the experts at Dipsticks. Dipsticks, come to us for a change.
What is First Alert? First Alert is for you. It's to give you that most advanced notice possible
to the next big thing in the forecast, whether it's the temperatures or rain or thunderstorms.
It's what's most impactful for you. So what's going to impact your day, your morning commute, your drive home?
Being the first to alert you to those big changes is how we are going to be the ones to keep you safe.
This is why we first alert only on Action News 5.
15 minutes still to play here in Clarksdale, Mississippi, where it is a 28-16 lead for the number 14 ranked Northwest Rangers against the homestanding COAHOMA Tigers. Alongside Russell Copeland, I'm Tyler Springs. These two MAC North teams doing battle here in Week 4 as Northwest seeks their second divisional victory, and COAHOMA is trying to come back for what would be their first victory of the season. Zach Wilkie and company have the football. The handoff goes to D. Petit, and Petit will shuffle his way right for a gain of about 7 inside the 30 in enemy territory.
Well, this is an excellent job by offensive coordinator Stan Hill. You have your change of pace back. Now you go back to 12 personnel with D. Petit.
The give to Petit, once again off right tackle. Petit running a man over for another first down inside the Wade Incorporated green zone.
Offensive line has now taken over the game in the second half, been really physical. But going back to Stan Hill, you get Middlebrooks in, which is your change of pace back through swing passes, had a couple of quick hitters. Now you go back to 12 personnel, which is your 2 tight end set where you had a lot of success starting this second half.
We've got a timeout on the field, as has been the case often this evening. Another player looking to have cramps that they're dealing with.
It is humid for September. Yeah,
I'm feeling a little heavy on the
on the shirt, right?
Yeah, not where you want to be. While we've got you here, we'll give you an update from around the MAC. Games ongoing at present, already finished. We announced earlier the game between Mississippi Delta and Hines, 23-7, a win for Mississippi Delta. So congratulations to Tavares Johnson and company for that victory as they come up with the North Division win. And for Delta, that is their first win of the season. They improved to 1-2. Holmes about to put away Northeast Mississippi, 34-7, their lead in the fourth quarter. Pearl River getting started in the fourth quarter against East Central. That's a one-score game. East Central on top, 20-14. Mississippi Gulf Coast about to begin the second half against Southwest Mississippi, 27-7, the Bulldogs lead. Itawamba and East Mississippi have not been able to separate. It is a 14-13 game with East Mississippi leading. That game just begun the second half. And still at halftime, Jones on top of Colin, 14-6 in a battle of two ranked teams. And an update from Scuba. Itawamba has scored on a 24-yard touchdown strike from Ty Davis to Tyran Mosley. It is now Itawamba in front of East Mississippi. Things getting really interesting down in Scuba. Zach Wilkie on the give to D. Petit. It's his game to own. D. Petit rambles home for 6.
D. Petit gets the touchdown, but this has been a great job of this offensive line here, starting the second half, finishing up, finally getting the football in the end zone, but how they started this second half, being physical up front, finish it, finally gets the football, Tyler, in the end zone, but D. Petit has the finishing touch.
D. Petit with an outstanding game tonight, including that 17-yard carry for 6. Make it 3 rushing touchdowns and 151 yards on the evening on 26 carries. That is 4 yards shy of his career high set last season. I beg your pardon, that is a new career high by 6 yards, 151. Jackson Elston on the extra point, shoots it through, and a 34-16 Ranger lead becomes 35-16, exactly the way Benji Parker needed to start this fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Over 100 last week for D. Petit, now over 100 this week. I think the week before he was right there close to 100 yards. And, you know, we've talked about the balance offensively. You know, this football team on the phases, defensively has been playing outstanding. Special teams has been playing outstanding. Once the passing game with Zach Wilk and these wide receivers where they can throw the football, it's going to be a dangerous team, dangerous offensive team, because you know they can run the football. They got the physical offensive line. They can run out of different personnel, but you have to be able to move and throw the football, because eventually teams are going to want to stop this deadly running game and see if this passing attack can beat you.
35-16 with 14 minutes and 10 seconds remaining following the Deeper T touchdown run of 17 yards here in the fourth quarter. Kickoff coming from Usselton. And the kickoff is fumbled once again. Picked up by the return man just ahead of the 10. And he'll fall down inside the 20-yard line. I think that's basically preservation of your own sanity right now for Terrence Metcalf's side. I can guarantee you they're going to work on kickoff returns and securing them this week.
Just special teams, period.
Yeah, well, yes.
I mean,
goodness.
2 costly turnovers on your special teams, on your return teams. Punt return and kickoff return.
A holding foul on the return team.
But it just reiterates what I said of how well this Rangers team has been playing on defense and on special teams. Last week you got 3 defensive scores. This week you got 2 turnovers on your special teams, on your kick coverage team. That's outstanding football.
It's tremendous work. They're seizing on opportunities. Can't necessarily say the kicking team forced somebody to fumble it when they drop it on reception that way, but they're certainly taking advantage. The give. Jakevian Jones muscles his way across the 10. Time is not the friend of Ashton Strahler and the COAHOMA Tigers.
Colin Dunn has been all over the field tonight, too, in pass coverage, making a lot of physical stops.
Quick pitch. Jones looking for the edge, denied. Excellent work there, setting the edge by Race Jones.
Yeah, Race Jones comes from his middle linebacker position there. Scrapes through. Nice tackle there.
Northwest holding a 19-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Trying to get some reps for some of their younger guys. Jones among them, well thought of, out of West Jones High School. 6A Defensive Player of the Year as a senior last year. Rifled out to the right. Jones, a little wiggle to him. Jakevian Jones, a little more than meets the eye. That won't reach first down status, so it brings up fourth down and about 4 to go.
Great pursuit there by the defense there, and the initial defender was Chris Thompson. Man, he has a lot of speed, and talked about him being from DeSoto Central. That's outstanding young player.
So Damian Gonzalez on to punt. This is the 9th consecutive COAHOMA drive on which Northwest has forced either a punt or a field goal attempt. Gonzalez from his own goal line. Adams with room from the 45. Beat the first man, which is always step one, and then everybody else caught up. Multiple flags on the field. We'll see what the fouls are.
That's a good job by Adams, though, catching the football cleanly and getting upfield for positive yards. As a punt returner, your initial job, of course, is to catch the football, but make the first guy miss and then get north and south, and he did that.
So holding called against Northwest on the return against Jaquan Morris. It'll move it back to midfield.
Zach Wilkie remains at the quarterback position.
I think as he should at this point in terms of trying to get a rhythm and find just a little bit more connection. Gregory with a little burst off the right side. Then again, with a 19-point lead, how many opportunities are you going to get to throw the football?
Yeah, you still want him being the leader of the football team, and like you said, still get more reps. He needs those reps, but I don't think you throw the football unless you have to. And it's just not him. I think you still have your starting offensive line, still have your starting wide receivers in as well. So, and the reason why I said that because we looked defensively, some guys were coming in defensively, but offensively it stayed the same.
Northwest playing the clock here. Wilkie will hand off to Roman Gregory once again. Gregory trying to burst forward for the first down. Nearly did it all himself.
Back to that 12 personnel, but what a great job. Josh Humes, he's the tight end here to the near side. He's the lead blocker there. Does a great job of kicking out the defensive end, which allowed the running back, Gregory, to get outside there and gets close to the first down. You hear me, trying to get Josh Humes some passes there because him and Zach Wilkie, both from Hernando,
right,
and need to talk to my guy and say, hey, man, give me a couple passes to him, block and reward me a little bit.
Gregory slowed to try and cut up field, and I think in doing so, missed an opportunity to try and break wide to the outside. The tackle made on that play by Marco Tyson.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle there by Tyson there. Able to slide through.
So 4th down and a yard in COAHOMA territory. Let's see how Wilkie and company fare here. They put Petit back in. They go double tight, as you might expect. Petit, look out! Swallowed in the backfield, and the ball is loose. Wilkie recovers, I think, initially. Regardless, it's COAHOMA getting the stop. An incredible play with penetration through the middle.
Oh, D. Petit had no chance there. It was a lot of penetration, but he gets hit right immediately when he gets the football, and the helmet goes right there where Petit was holding the football. Ball pops in the air. Costly turnover.
Shades of Jadeveon Clowney in the bowl game between South Carolina and Michigan. So COAHOMA will take over with Ashton Strother trying to quarterback this team down 19. Find a little bit of rhythm. See if they can just hang around long enough to be a threat. Strother pulls it down, seeing he had nothing. Trying to get away from pressure and chase down. Once again, I believe that's Race Jones.
Great job by Jones there from his middle linebacker position. This linebacker core has a lot of speed. You're talking about sideline to sideline. Talked about that earlier. Not allowing this quarterback to get upfield on the scramble.
And now we have a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start.
Strada got a run early in the first half, was able to get a quarterback keeper. But since then, these linebackers and the safeties have done a tremendous job not allowing him to escape the pocket.
Ashton Strother, 14 of 25 tonight for 158 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, Strother's probably going to be looking for Todd's column here.
They'll drop deep. Pressure in his face. He gets by Race Jones. Sets again. Finds a man over the middle, and it's dropped. Ashton Strother put it right on his receiver's fingertips. Betrayed that time by Emmanuel Griffin.
Orlando Crump there flashes right in front of the wide receiver there. A little distraction drill. Ball did hit him in the hand, but I think that distraction there allowed the wide receiver to take his eye off the ball a little bit. But that's a great job of breaking on the football there by Crump. Even though he was wide open behind him.
He was wide open. 3rd and long. And the snap rolls back to Strother. He had trouble getting his hands on it and finally has to fall. So once again, COAHOMA forced to punt despite a great stand defensively.
You have to, applaud the effort here by this football team, COAHOMA being 0-3, the fight that they have in them. But it's a reason why they're 0-3. You look at the mental mistakes that they've made, drop passes that they've had, and those are the type of plays that doesn't allow you to get over that hump that you need, especially in games that you've been back in it, that you fought hard to get in it.
Gonzalez's punt is away. Fair catch coming for Fred Adams at the 25, and a flag came in from about 25 yards behind the play. Don't know what you would see from that distance that would make you throw the flag, but it is a hold. As a matter of fact, called against Northwest.
There's been a lot of laundry on the field tonight.
Especially in the second half. What's your guess, Russell? Total penalties tonight so far?
Total number?
Total penalties both sides.
12.
That is our 15th.
15.
6 on Northwest for 60 yards, 9 for 50 yards on COAHOMA. So Northwest looking to get this drive started at their own 17-yard line. Bursting quickly off the right side for a short gain that time, Jock Keys.
Keys is the bigger back. He's more of the downhill type of back, a punishing type of runner. I still think he does have the speed, perhaps. Maybe not to get the distance, but he can break one. But he's an in-between tackle type of runner.
And we have another timeout taken here for a COAHOMA player coming slowly off the field. Looked to be Brenton Hall. Boy, both Brenton and Brandon Hall, who are such a big part of this COAHOMA defense, have been banged up tonight in what has been admittedly a pretty strong defensive effort for COAHOMA, given the way they've anticipated just certain plays denying Northwest.
Definitely big plays early in the second half on 4th and goal, and that last play there, hidden Petit in the backfield, so they've come up with some big stops.
So Zach Wilkie and the offense awaiting instruction here with 6:40 and ticking in the fourth. Trying to put this game to rest. The give. Nice seam for Keys. Continues pedaling through the defense up to the second level, first down yardage. So Jock Keys now with his 6th carry of the evening, up over 20 yards. Northwest next week will come home and take on the Northeast Tigers. That'll be a 7 o'clock kick against Greg Davis and company. The give to Keys. Off the right tackle, and Keys able to squirt through for another first down.
I talked about being a downhill runner, but he showed some explosiveness there on that run there. He hit the hole pretty much at full speed.
Clock starting to wind, under 5 minutes to play here in Clarksdale. COAHOMA does not have it easy after this game. Their next contest, a Saturday tilt at East Mississippi. I believe that is the homecoming down in Scuba. And that will always be fraught with difficulty for visiting teams. Keys, with a little shoulder shimmy, got knocked off his feet just after the line of scrimmage.
Rinkin there able to come from his cornerback position there to knife in, and a nice tackle by him. I really like the ball movement with this personnel group and with two tight ends, and also saw a couple of nice passes out of it as well.
Northwest up over 200 yards rushing on the game. First 200-yard rushing game of the season for the Rangers. Given to Keys once again. You can see the natural ability for Ja Keys.
Nice run. Again, this offensive line, in particular on the right side of this offensive line, has been physical throughout the night. Keys able to run behind his offensive line and shows a lot of power and explosiveness in and out of the hole.
So first down now into COAHOMA territory with 3:41 remaining.
You know, he's that type of back as a one-cut back, meaning that he puts his foot in the ground, he gets north and south very quickly.
Do you see D. Petit that way?
D. Petit can go sideways and go lateral. He has the quickness as well.
Keys again, trying to go north-south, and this time smashed into the turf right behind the line of scrimmage.
I think Petit has a little more quickness, lateral quickness.
QD Walls is just Mr. Tackle for Loss. That's his third stop behind the line tonight. He's got some great anticipation coming up from the safety spot. I think the opportunities were there tonight for COAHOMA to make this a much closer game.
And when you look at the Rangers here, time to go back to the drawing board and just look at the mistakes, the miscues that you make. You clean up those mistakes there, continue to get better from week to week offensively.
Again to Keys. Just inside the right tackle, a plunge of maybe one.
And this is where, you know, you're bleeding the clock. This is your 4-minute offense. Eating up the clock there, using your big back. Two tight end formation, two tight end set, 12 personnel.
Ranger fans from past years would have recognized a lot of Jamarian Bracey and Caden Betts in these situations. Used the two of them and a couple others to power toward the national semifinals 2 years ago. Zach Wilkie's probably thrown his last pass of the evening, 7 of 14, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Sacked once. Ashton Strother on the other side, 14 completions on 26 attempts, 158 yards and a touchdown, sacked twice.
I think you know, when you look at it, Tyler, the most important thing, you come out with a victory.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to progress and get better week to week. And you look at the numbers by Wilkie, not a lot of completions, but yards close to 200. But those are some things that he can get better on. There's some things the receivers can get better on in the passing game. But you know for sure that you have an outstanding offensive line that can play physical. You got the running game. You got 3-4 running backs. Just need to get better and better each week in the passing game.
Yeah, Zach Wilkie, once again for the second game in a row, fewer than 10 completions. But when you can play complementary football within your unit and just allow the run game to take over and just do a couple of things here and there, you know, you hit that long pass to Katie Gibson. He's hit a couple of other really great throws. The M.J. Johnson touchdown was superb.
He has the arm talent. He has the ability. It's just as a unit overall being able to make it come together because, as you get into stiffer play, tighter competition, you may not always have your defense able to score touchdowns defensively. You may not have your special teams able to get turnovers for you. So it's going to come a time where this receiving core and Zach Wilkie, they're going to have to make some plays consistently.
If we're not careful here, Jockey's going to try to get himself a 100-yard game in the final minute. Maybe they'll only hand it off once or twice more, not that much, but he's somehow climbed to 12 carries for 60 yards now in the blink of an eye.
Well, if he breaks one,
yeah,
he'll be close to it.
Maybe two more snaps, and they'll go victory set.
Best formation in football.
So Northwest will improve after this victory to 3-1 on the season. They are 2-0 against the North Division as well, dropping COAHOMA to 0-4 on the year. So it sets up an important meeting with Northeast next week at home, where you can potentially win that game, get to 4-1 going into the bye week. You got to feel pretty good about where you are, even though you stumbled out of the blocks.
Absolutely. Last week was a huge win for this Rangers team. And then coming here tonight on the road against a team that was desperate, didn't play as well as you wanted to in spurts, but played good enough to get a big win here on the road.
D. Petit, certainly the offensive player of note tonight. 27 carries, 138 yards net, 152 yards gained. So officially, I guess that'll go in the books slightly less than a career high, but 3 touchdowns on the ground is a career high for Petit. Not a carry longer than 17 yards tonight for any Northwest back. That tells you there's not necessarily any breakaway threats in this backfield that we've seen, or at least it hasn't been blocked that way for them, but they continue to pile up chunk plays.
Well, that shows you that you're gashing. Your offensive line is being physical, and you're gashing, and having those runs 10, 5, 15, 16, it wears the defense down.
Nice work by Northwest on the evening. They outgained COAHOMA 23-16 on the night. They also outrushed them 224-83 on the evening. In terms of receiving yardage, it was almost identical, 159 Northwest, 158 for COAHOMA. In total, Northwest outgains COAHOMA 383-241 on the night. And defensively, when you look at who did well, you got sacks for Race Jones and 1 for Colin Dunn for Northwest. You also got 2 passes broken up by Fred Adams on the evening. And tackling-wise, Colin Dunn finishes with 13 tackles, including 2 tackles for loss, to lead the way for Northwest. Jarrell Goodlow had a team-high 9 tackles for COAHOMA in defeat. COAHOMA 0 for 11 on third downs tonight, Russell, and that is part of what they will look at on the tape this week to try and improve. If they are in pursuit of that first victory, it'll hopefully come in their 5th game.
Well, it's been an Achilles heel for them throughout the year, only a little over 20% coming into this game. That's going to be even lower, but that's something they definitely have to work on. But I tell you what, I like the heart, like the determination. They didn't quit.
Northwest +3 on their turnovers tonight, did not turn the ball over, and COAHOMA turned it over 3 times on the evening, so that'll help Northwest's turnover margin now to +7 on the year. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight here on Ranger TV. The final, Northwest beating COAHOMA on the road at 35-16. Next in action next Thursday night against Northeast. That'll be a 7 o'clock kick from Bobby Franklin Field in Senatobia. Quick wrap of scores from around the MAC as we close things out. It is currently a 34-7 lead for Holmes over Northeast in the 4th quarter. Mississippi Delta having taken down Hines 23-7 earlier. Pearl River trailing East Central 20-14, that game in the 4th quarter. Gulf Coast and Southwest. Gulf Coast leading 27-7 right now. As a matter of fact, updated Holmes with a victory 41-7 over Northeast. Pearl River 23-20. They come back and beat East Central. Mississippi Gulf Coast about to put away Southwest 41-20 their lead. Itawamba with a 6-point lead over East in the 4th quarter, 27-21. And Jones clinging to a 5-point edge over Colin, 14-9 in the 3rd. For my partner, Russell Copeland, and the rest of our crew here on Ranger TV, I'm Tyler Springs, saying thanks to Walacia Jones-Gardner, Maylee Wilhite, Jeremy Weiss, Amarion Hooks, Tyler Albright, Ryan Skurlock, Chrislyn Spencer, Bree Hobson, Micaiah Hodges, Brian Lentz, Brian Oakley, Matthew Mixon, Jalen King, and of course, Dr. Andrew Dale, and Dr. Michael Heindel. I'm Tyler Springs. Join us next Thursday on Ranger TV for the Northwest Rangers taking on the Northeast Tigers. 7 o'clock kick from Bobby Franklin Field. Good night from Clarksdale.